pain was so bad I could barely walk. And now after stem cell treatment, I run marathons.
Now, this is an exaggeration, but I do hear about unbelievable miracle outcomes, and I have to ask, do you really believe them? If they were true, these biological treatments wouldn't even have to be advertised. Truth is, stem cell effectiveness is nowhere near 100%. It's expensive, and it doesn't last. At Rejuvenex, our FDA-approved pharmacological treatments ease inflammation and reduce pain. They're precisely administered to where your pain lives, and they work. Will the pain reduction last forever? No. But in some cases, relief has lasted as long as 24 months, and in most cases, insurance has paid for the treatments entirely. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Off to Lillard, fires up the three, and he hits it. How about that finish for the Bucks?
The Bucks are in Phoenix against the Suns, with coverage starting tonight at 8:30 on your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, February 6th, our top story. A person of interest in custody in Elkhorn.
I'm Erik Bilstad. A resolution aims to change EMS policies in Milwaukee.
I'm Brandon Snide. Despite losing 3 of their last 4 games, the Bucks' 2-time MVP tells everyone to RELAX.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Everything is looking good out on the roads right now. Relatively light volume and pretty much standard speeds across the entire system. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Some morning fog today, and we should see the sun this afternoon with a high of 44 degrees, mostly cloudy tonight, low down to 32. 33 degrees right now in Milwaukee, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Elkhorn police arrested a person of interest in the case of a married couple shot and killed at a sports bar in downtown. The department confirming that the person was arrested on unrelated charges, but is being looked at for the murders of Emerson and Gina Weingart. They were killed shortly after midnight Thursday at Sports Page Bar. Police say the investigation is ongoing.
A policy change requiring first responders to get out of their vehicle. It's the subject of a resolution to be introduced this morning at a Milwaukee Common Council meeting. WTMJ's Adam Roberts live in the Breaking News Center with more.
That's right, Eric. The meeting coming in response to the death of Jolene Waldriff, who died of hypothermia at a bus stop in January after EMS could not initially find where she was. Alderman Lamont Westmoreland is introducing the resolution. In a sit-down with TMJ4 News, he says he was disappointed with the lack of change coming from both Curtis Ambulance and the Milwaukee Fire Department.
We're talking about life and death here. So especially in these life and death situations, we always have to continuously be looking for opportunities to improve the services that we're all paying for.
Now, Curtis Ambulance President James Baker says he will be meeting with Milwaukee fire officials on Wednesday to discuss various policy and protocol changes, and has also reached out to multiple Common Council members.
Milwaukee police investigating a shooting, part of this past weekend's violence that happened at a short-term rental and injured a 16-year-old. TMJ4's Mary Jo Ola.
It was multiple rounds, like fast, like pop, 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 and then next thing you know, like shorter ones, pop, pop, pop.
Skylar Snow recalls the terrifying sounds that prompted her and her roommate to turn off their lights and get on the ground just before 10 Saturday night. They live on North Wheel near Locust in Milwaukee. She says soon after, police showed up and she saw parents rushing to the area.
The mothers were just running in, screaming like, "Where's my baby? Where's my baby?"
The Department of Neighborhood Services says the home currently does not have a license to operate as a short-term rental.
Milwaukee's police union is fighting a law firm claiming to represent its officers.
The law firm McGillis-Weimer saying that since it brought the lawsuit that led to a Supreme Court decision that recalculated injured officers' disability pay, that they're entitled to nearly 1/3 of that money. Milwaukee Police Association President Andrew Wagner tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
They never actively represented our officers, and I think they're doing this in the back end saying, well, since we got this settlement, then we're deserving of this money.
Wagner says having to pay the firm would dramatically affect how much injured officers will receive.
You're looking at over $2 million total.
Wyatt Barmar-Pooley, WTMJ News.
Another major step for a proposed casino in Kenosha, an intergovernmental agreement between the Menominee Indian Tribe of Wisconsin and Kenosha County that is set to be signed today in Madison. Folks in Kenosha have been kind of split on the idea of the casino, but Kenosha resident Judy Perla tells TMJ4 News she is in favor of the project.
I think it'll bring entertainment to the community, jobs, and other people from other areas will come in just to see what it's all about, and hopefully they'll take an interest in the rest of our city.
Casino project still requires federal approval and a final signature from Governor Tony Evers.
A unique setup in Nevada, the state holding a primary today for Democratic and Republican presidential candidates, but the Republican Party will hold caucuses on Thursday and will award delegates during that process. Now, former President Donald Trump will only be an option in the Thursday caucus, and the former UN ambassador Nikki Haley will be the only option for primary voters today.
Coming up, country music loses a superstar. Signing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:04.
This report is sponsored by Diamonds Direct. Your love, their passion.
Show your love this Valentine's with exquisite fashion jewelry from Diamonds Direct and save an extra 20%. Now through Valentine's, all fashion favorites at Diamonds Direct are on sale. All earrings, all bracelets, all necklaces, stackable bands, colored gemstone jewelry, and more. Lots of romantic and timeless gifts for under $500. Special financing available too. Don't miss this. An extra 20% savings on all fashion jewelry favorites at Diamonds Direct. Shop in store or online at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Since 1946, Ansay & Associates has provided insurance to help secure businesses and families throughout Wisconsin. With custom coverage and superior customer service, Ansay & Associates can provide all of your insurance needs. Visit ansay.com today and get a free consultation with one of our strategists. Or come see us in person at any of our local offices. Ansay & Associates, securing and protecting your American dream.
Hey, if you're sick and tired of those achy joints and dread the idea of surgery, it is time to call QC Kinetics. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. The state of healthcare is always evolving. The old ideas like steroids and surgery are no longer your only options. Try regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. It's transforming lives with innovative, non-surgical, and drug-free treatments that deliver lasting results. Talking about knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, pain from arthritis or injury. Don't let the pain keep you from living your best life. Call QC Kinetics. Their advanced and state-of-the-art treatments harness and direct your body's natural ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. It's a revolutionary approach that will help you achieve long-term relief with no downtime. So make 2024 the year you reclaim your mobility. And get out, walk, run, and play and live without the danger and trauma of surgery and without harmful drugs. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Several locations, several choices. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Bucks still looking for their second win with Doc. They go again tonight. Brandon Snide has sports at 6:15.
Northern Wisconsin struggling as the calendar turns to February. No snow in sight in the Northwoods. Former Wisconsin State Representative Joe Hendrick in Minocqua tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
About every 30 years or so, it seems we go through a winter where we just don't get much snow, and it can really, it does have just a really hard impact on those small mom-and-pop businesses that are in the hospitality industry.
Hendrick says he does expect businesses will have to close, at least some will, after this winter, in addition to the ones that close permanently because of the effects of the pandemic.
Wisconsin did well at the Grammys. Sherry Polvensky, she took home her 4th award for a box set collecting Stax Records demo recordings. Polvensky telling WTMJ's Sandy Mack she was happy to give up the spotlight to her fellow collaborator.
She's been a champion for the label for decades. You know, to be in a position to pull something across the finish line with her and then just step aside and let her do her thing. It was remarkable.
Speaking of Denise Parker, they're Memphis-based Stax Records, a major player in the soul music scene in the 60s and 70s.
Country music star Toby Keith has died. 62 years old, less than 2 years after announcing that he'd been diagnosed with stomach cancer.
I should have been a cowboy. Toby Keith never was a cowboy, but after working in the Oklahoma oil fields, he broke through with his 1993 hit on his self-titled platinum debut album. He found top 40 success in 2001. The same year, he won Album and Male Vocalist of the Year at the Country Music Awards. Some of his political views led to clashes with other artists, but he was a vocal supporter of military members. He took part in 11 overseas USO tours. Brian Clark, ABC News.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up next. Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 6:09.
Whether you're an active or passively active home shopper, our agents want you to be completely up to date with what's out there and what's brand new to the market. With our instant emailed MLS updates, you'll never miss out on what could be the home of your dreams. All you have to do is call and tell us where to search, give us a price range, and soon you'll be totally in tune with your desired real estate market. Remember, MLS searches show you everything. Some of the other real estate sites don't. So call Benefit Realty today, where you'll pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com. 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission. You can't find a lower rate of commission, and you won't be able to find better knowledge, service, and real estate expertise than you'll find with our agents at Benefit Realty. Because I know that's what you expect. Now, I'm not sure you'll be able to find the highest caliber of agents everywhere, but I can promise that's what you'll get here. So choose Benefit Realty to exceed your expectations, and you'll pay less for more. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
For your chili, meatloaf, or tacos, Sendix has natural black Angus ground sirloin for just $4.99 per pound all week. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Deb, how are we doing?
Well, we got an issue right now. It's not an accident. It's a broken down vehicle on the ramp from northbound 4394 to westbound 94 in the Marquette. 2 right lanes are blocked. That's going to be affecting your ride. Otherwise, the rest of the system is actually looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Areas of patchy fog this morning, then a little bit of sunshine mixes in as the afternoon goes on with high temperatures in the mid-40s. For tonight, mostly cloudy skies, lows in the lower 30s. Then warm temperatures are with us for Wednesday, highs in the upper 40s with mostly cloudy skies. Winds will start to pick up as we head into Thursday and Friday with high temperatures near record high levels in the low to middle 50s. We'll also see the chance for some rain showers. Cooler temperatures then move in for Saturday with highs in the lower 40s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 33 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
A couple of pieces of Brewers news later this morning. Crew will load up the equipment truck, which will head out to spring training in Arizona. You want a few stats, E?
Yes, please.
A couple of things that they're going to be loading up. More than 20,000 baseballs, 1,000 bats, 2,000 shirts, 20 cases of bubblegum, and 60 cases of sunflower
Why not
seeds.
just have Amazon send the baseballs to Arizona?
This is what we do. The stuff is right now stored there. We load up the truck, and then 8 a.m. is the photo op.
Okay.
Right? Which is always funny. They got the racing sausages out there carrying stuff in the
helping,
truck. Right?
Assisting. Bernie is there doing some work.
Right, clowning. Actually, Brewers president of business ops, Rick Schlesinger, talked about that last year.
I think it's in their contract. They can load certain things up to 30 pounds, and that we can't make them do it, but they're good sport.
All right, good.
with their little arms, you know.
There's only so much you can carry.
Right. And then, see, I think we should go out there and, like, can you see Bernie, like, waving you off? No, not there.
Back
here.
off.
Right, bossing you around.
Right, telling us where to go. Sure.
Another thing the crew announced this week, new parking procedure at American Family Field.
Oh, you're not fitting your car in there.
Look who's got Smart Pack.
Smart Pack?
Just hit the clicker. Car packs itself.
It's smart.
It's wicked.
Yeah, I don't know if they call it Smart Pack or what, but talk about Smart Pack. No more parking guy. Well, you'll still have parking guy, but no more person taking cash in hand or swiping cards at the entrance to the lots. The Brewers say they're the first in pro sports in the land to go this route. Everybody just pulls into the lot. So how do you pay?
Yeah.
If you prepaid, so which people have been doing increasingly, that you could buy your paid ticket ahead of time for parking, and then you have a QR code or something that they scan when you come in. They're not even going to do that anymore as you come in. If you're prepaid, you type in your license plate in the MLB app, and they say you're just good to go.
Just drive by, scan it maybe?
Yeah, somehow they'll know.
Yeah.
And then you can still pay day of the game by scanning a QR code. They'll have signs posted in the lot, and then you do it digitally that way. They also say they will have what they're calling parking ambassadors who are roaming around the lots to help my dad. and everybody else who can't.
It's like the lady at Home Depot who has to help everyone who can't check their own stuff.
Exactly.
Yep.
So they will have that if you need assistance. My dad's going to lose his mind.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a few years ago. He almost didn't go see the Brewers in the playoffs because he didn't have the digital MLB app, and they were going digital-only tickets.
Yeah.
Like, Dad, call over there. They can help you figure this out.
Yes, they want you to be there.
You can't not go see the Brewers in the playoffs. So he's all digital now. It's good. Sometimes needs a little assistance. You will save money doing it prepaid before the game. Cost you a little bit more if you're parking on game day and going that route. Everything expected to be in place for the home opener April 2nd.
And I can pack it anywhere.
How about Dorchester?
Packed it. Foxborough. Packed it.
The Garden?
Packed it.
Saugus?
Packed it.
Swampscott?
Revere?
The Harbor?
Are you kidding me? I packed it and then unpacked it.
If you're like me, you always like to add a little something new to the wardrobe. But when money's tight, it makes it harder. And that's why you shop at St. Vincent de Paul for a terrific selection of women's clothing at thrift store prices. Brand names, too, with a selection that's always up to date and looking great. You're going to find something cute at the right price, and you're going to love it. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, and 23rd in Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're going to love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
With all the choices out there for a new car, how do you know you're choosing the right one? Hi, all. Debbie Lazaga here for Hall Mazda in Brookfield, and I can tell you the folks at Hall can help you out with that. They listen to what you need in the car and what you need the car for, and they work to match you with the perfect model, like the 2024 CX-50, which happens to be my CX-30's big brother. It's rugged yet refined. It has a towing capability of up to 3,500 pounds. And with the iconic iActive all-wheel drive system, it's a perfect match to help conquer your winter adventures, no matter where you're going. And right now, you can get 0% for 60 months on select models. So if you have any doubts or questions at all on what you should get, give the guys at Hall Mazda a call. It's Hall good.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The Milwaukee Bucks season-long 5-game West Coast road trip is finally set to come to a conclusion tonight. After a loss in Utah Sunday night, struggling a bit as of late, even losing 3 of their last 4 games, the mindset and belief hasn't changed with Bucks 2-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Right now, it doesn't matter, and I hope everybody in this locker room feels the same way that I feel. It does not matter. There's so many things that we are doing right now that we are getting better, and the moment everything clicks and our legs are there and our minds are there and guys are healthy and we are, everybody locked in, I think it's going to go very well. I really do believe.
Milwaukee is in Phoenix tonight to take on the Suns for the first of 2 matchups on the season. Damian Lillard has been listed as questionable tonight with a right ankle injury. Tip-off is set for 9 p.m. Coverage will get underway right here on WTMJ beginning at 8:30. Over to the NFL, where Super Bowl 58 is officially this week. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell speaking at a press conference in Vegas Monday night ahead of Super Bowl this Sunday. He said the competition was the reason for good ratings this year, but added having Taylor Swift doesn't really hurt either.
I think it's great to have her a part of it. Obviously, it creates a buzz. It creates another group of young fans, particularly young women, that are interested in seeing why is she going to this game? Why is she interested in this game? Besides Travis, she is a football fan. And I think that's great for us.
And lastly, over to baseball. After trading away the 2021 Cy Young Award winner last week, new Brewers pitcher DL Hall is eager and excited to join Milwaukee. The 25-year-old joined Foul Territory TV on Monday, saying he's been prepping this offseason to become a starter and plans to do so for the Brewers in 2024.
I kind of prepared this entire offseason to be a starter because I was, planning on at least competing in spring with Baltimore. Trying to get in that rotation as well. Didn't really know how, that was going to shake out, but I've been training this offseason to be a starter and trying to get stretched out, doing a little more cardio than I probably would have being in the bullpen. So I've kind of been preparing for it, and I feel ready.
Speaking of starting pitching, according to Kylie McDaniel of ESPN, the Brewers are in agreement with free agent righty Jacob Junis. The deal, which is pending a physical, is for a 1-year, $7 million deal guaranteed. And this catchers and pitchers all set to report in just 9 days to Arizona, February 15th to be exact.
Coming up.
Everywhere is walking distance if you have the time.
Oh, don't tell that to kids these days. That story next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Be sure to load up on Vienna Beef hot dogs for this weekend's big football game. The official hot dog of the Milwaukee Brewers is Vienna Beef. Manufactured and produced since 1893. Available at select grocers and hot dog stands near you.
If they can sell it now for 40% off, how much were they gouging you before? Vince Vitrano here for Inspired Closets Milwaukee. Beware of imposters. You've heard me talking about the amazing wife-husband team here locally, Katie and Dan at Inspired Closets Milwaukee. They can transform any space in your home from a closet or pantry to a garage or a bedroom, all custom designed on their 3D software so you know exactly what it will look like and how much it will cost. You can go visit them at their showroom in Waukesha and see and test everything for yourself. You hear me say it a lot. People do closets. Well, just because I got a mailer the other day for one of these other companies offering 40% off. Well, how overpriced is their stuff normally? Or how much did they jack up the price this time so they could offer this deal? Katie and Dan don't do business that way. At Inspired Closets Milwaukee, they know folks like us don't appreciate that kind of stuff. Give me a quality product that you stand by and then quote me an honest price with all of these games. That's what you get with Inspired Closets Milwaukee. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMKE.com.
There are many reasons to choose document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Chris McLean, co-owner of DBAT Brookfield, the baseball and softball training facility, had his reasons.
I think the biggest thing, the important things for me are effective communication and timely response.
James Imaging Systems, Kyocera copiers, Kyocera network printers, Kyocera color systems, and the James team that works with you to provide the business technology to help you thrive.
Honestly, Candy had a lot to do with it.
Candy, your James Imaging Systems sales representative.
Candy built great rapport with our general manager right out of the gate. It helps that they're a local business. We're a local business as well.
James Imaging Systems, effective communication and local responsiveness.
They're a partner. James Imaging is a partner, not a vendor.
Kyocera from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. For convenient car shopping and financing, visit Heiser Automotive Group at one of their 4 locations: Toyota, Chevy, Ford, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Or visit Heiser.com because today's your day.
Checking in with Debbie here, 621.
All right, still dealing with a broken down vehicle northbound 4394, the ramp to get onto westbound 94 in the Marquette. Excuse me, 2 right lanes are blocked with this, so that's going to be affecting your ride definitely. Other than that, we've got actually a pretty good ride across the rest of the system. No major other delays. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
Dense fog advisory in effect till 10 o'clock this morning for Waukesha, Walworth, and Jefferson counties. Could see some patchy fog elsewhere this morning. And sunshine in the afternoon with a high of 44 degrees. Mostly cloudy tonight. Low down to 32. Right now 33 in Milwaukee. The absolute scandal in my house recently, was that my 16-year-old son had the audacity to walk home from school.
Oh, wait, what do you mean? Like, how far is that of a walk?
Well, it's not like 3 blocks. I mean, probably a mile and a half. It's probably a half-hour walk. So it's a healthy walk.
Okay.
But it's not insurmountable.
Okay.
And we learned of this because twin sister got the news. Multiple people had snapped her saying, "Is that your brother walking home from school?" She was like outraged.
Oh, so he wasn't upset.
He was like, yeah,
she was.
Callie Herbst is founder of Milwaukee with Kids. You can find her work and suggestions for great family stuff to do at mkewithkids.com. Callie, I want to ask you about this because I guess I don't want to speak for everyone, but would you agree that we certainly drive our kids more often than we were driven as kids?
Yes, and I think walking to school is great. I mean, there's got to be like all kinds of research that says that, you know, more walking is good, and as long as it's like a safe area and everything, that sounds great to me.
Right. So but what was so funny to me was how outraged his sister was, like, and that she got reports from friends like this anomalous thing is happening, so, this crazy thing.
As if it was embarrassing?
Here's a boy just out there walking. I mean, what's that about?
What's funny to me is that everyone found out on Snapchat the things that they think are interesting to snap I can't believe the things that are snapped. It's like not interesting things at all. I don't know what's going on in that app.
Well, did anyone stop and offer him a ride?
I guess not. That was my follow-up question. So Liv is his sister. I'm like, didn't any of your friends think to stop and ask? And she listed a couple of friends who had snapped her, and my son said, I wouldn't get in the car with her anyway. He didn't want that ride. So I don't know. I think we look at things differently as parents. I would love for them to walk more, but one of the things is safety, right, Callie? I mean, we live in a little bit different world now, and I think as parents, we're a little more cautious than our parents were.
Yeah, I think that's true, and I can remember even when I was a kid, I begged my parents to let me walk home from school, and there was some recent, kidnapping or something in the news, and they would not let me. And now looking back, I totally understand. So, I think it depends too on where you live. I mean, if you're in a really walkable community, over in Whitefish Bay or whatever, I mean, people are walking to school every day. That's just the norm. That's what most of the kids do. It just depends on your community, I think,
Talking with Callie Herbst, she's founder of Milwaukee with Kids. Are there things that parents should kind of go through? There has to be an education process, too, before you just send them out there, right? Maybe you walk the route to school or wherever it is with them and walk them through certain things. And, hey, this is what happens. It's a hard conversation to have. But if you get into trouble, here's where to go and how to handle that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, too, we can't, at a certain point, we can't, keep them in a bubble. I mean, they have to go out and experience things in the world in a safe way. And I think you're absolutely right that just having that conversation beforehand about what might come up and, how to handle those situations is the best way to do it. I think we can't protect them from every single thing, even though we want to.
Yes, we can, Kelly. Yes, we can.
Wrap them up.
I'm going to college with my kid.
Right. I know. I wish you could. But yeah, no, I think just like you said, having the conversations beforehand is key, and that'll make you feel comfortable. And I think everybody knows their kid best, right? If your kid is probably ready to do a certain thing, or you have that gut feeling that nope, that's not going to go well, and they need a little more time.
Yeah, exactly. Callie Herbst, the website is mkewithkids.com. Great resource for local families, loaded with tips and stuff to do. Thanks, Callie.
Okay, bye-bye.
Everywhere is walking distance if you have the time.
Stephen Wright.
Genius.
Right, isn't it? News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was down about 274 points to 38,380. The NASDAQ closed off 31 to 15,598, and the S&P 500 at 4943. That was off about 16 points on Monday. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. Details at annexwealth.com. Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. I've got Dr. Alex Young with me today. Doc, I was telling the story on the air the other day. It doesn't always work out like this, and I've been getting chiropractic care with you folks at Connect Chiro for 6 or 7 months now. But I went in with a wicked bad headache the other day, and I felt instant relief.
Yeah, for some people, it's just 1 or 2 adjustments can really take care of that problem. For other people,
need to hire quality candidates fast?
Really
you need Indeed. Our video interview tool
I love that we
makes
have a
it
guest
easy
in
and
studio with
effortless
us
to meet
today.
with
Tristan
candidates.
is here, and
Visit
Tristan, you've been going to Connect Chiropractic
Indeed.com/credit.
for about 3 years now, and it was headaches that brought you in initially, like bad headaches.
Yeah, they were really bad. It started in college, and it was affecting how I was doing my schoolwork. There was days that I couldn't even go into work to, serve the kids that I was helping with at that time. They were just absolutely debilitating.
Familiar story, Doc. How'd you help her?
Yeah, so we started with a nerve and muscle assessment, looking at where the root cause of the problem was. We got some motion study X-rays where we look at how each segment in that neck is actually moving or how it's stuck. And what we found on her assessments was that there was a lot of dysfunction up in the top area of the neck, which is often associated with headaches and migraines.
I know much better now, Tristan. The other thing that I wanted to ask you about, because you're just back from a snowboarding trip.
Yeah.
Hey, say it's winter. Sometimes we fall down. Sometimes we overdo it doing things. Has chiropractic care helped you, recover better?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I was with a couple of my friends, and so a lot of them were quite sore and struggling after the first day, and I was totally fine, and I can only thank chiropractic for that.
That's a familiar story as well, Doc, whether it's something that you're dealing with right now, but also you focus on the long-term health.
Absolutely. Yeah, we help people with a wide range of things, and our goal is to make sure that in long term you can be healthier, do the things that you want to do without those aches and pains. But when something does happen, we want to make you recover quicker.
Connect Chiropractic in Wauwatosa and now open in Delafield. It's goconnectchiro.com.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Our video interview tool makes it easy and effortless to meet with candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Wisconsin's Morning News National Anthem is powered by Weniger Compressor, putting the I Can in American, the Marquette University Symphonic Band.
It's 6:30. I'm Adam Roberts, and this is Wisconsin's Morning News for Tuesday, February 6th. Our top story, EMS policy changes will be debated today at Milwaukee City Hall.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Northbound 4394, the ramp to get down to westbound 94 in the Marquette has a broken down vehicle on it. 2 right lanes are blocked with this, so it's going to be a slow one. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
On our way up to a high of 44 today with plenty of fog this morning. Right now it's 33.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The bipartisan border bill appears dead before it even hits the House or the Senate, which means no clear path ahead for Ukraine war funding. Secretary of State Antony Blinken pressing ahead with a diplomatic tour of the Middle East, meeting with Egyptian leaders as a part of his efforts to secure an Israel-Hamas ceasefire. King Charles's cancer treatment has begun. ABC's Lama Hassan is at Buckingham Palace.
The palace is being very transparent with many more details than what we have seen in past statements, especially when it comes to the health of the royal family, and we think that is the king's style. Now, as for his duties, well, he will be cutting back. He will stand back from what the Buckingham Palace statement said are public-facing duties for now, but he will carry on with the state business and official paperwork as usual.
The palace will not say what kind of cancer the king has been diagnosed with. Heavy downpours continuing in California, courtesy of an atmospheric river. It's pounding the state. This is ABC News.
Citing unlimited WTMJ News Time, 6:31. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a Milwaukee alderman pushing for a policy change after a South Milwaukee woman died of hypothermia after falling at a bus stop during a major storm in January. Alderman Lamont Westmoreland planning to introduce a resolution today regarding the situation at the Milwaukee Common Council's meeting. He tells TMJ4 News.
When the responders come to a call, all things considered, snowbanks, poor lighting, whatever the situation may be, that they're going to get out of the vehicle and they're going to search.
The family of Jolene Waldrop scheduling her funeral for later this month. An agreement set to be signed today between the Menominee Indian Tribe of Wisconsin and Kenosha County, clearing the way for continued development on a proposed casino. Local residents continue to be split on if the development is a good idea. Kathy Malik tells TMJ4 News she's not so sure.
I just don't believe that long-term gambling is of any use to anybody. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's a good thing, period.
Kenosha Mayor John Andaramian and Kenosha County Executive Samantha Kirkman are expected to attend today's signing. The project already being given the thumbs up by both the Kenosha City Council and the County Board. It still needs approval from both the federal government and Governor Tony Evers. A Wisconsin law firm fighting to receive nearly 1/3 of back pay for injury that's due to Milwaukee police officers.
It all started with a Supreme Court decision adjusting disability pay for first responders. Milwaukee Police Association President Andrew Wagner tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
The Supreme Court had ruled on language inside of a contract. They didn't award
a lump sum settlement.
Law firm McGillis Weimer brought the case initially, but never directly represented the MPD officers. Wagner says they're now asking for over $2 million. And he says after a court appearance on Monday, he's hoping for a decision in the next 60 days.
Hopefully the judge will release the money at that time and these officers can finally get paid.
Wyatt Barmar-Pooley, WTMJ News.
And Wisconsin's Cheryl Pavelski is a 4-time Grammy Award winner, taking home another statue Sunday for a box set she produced collecting demo records of soul powerhouse Stax Records. But unlike the Taylor Swifts of the world, Pavelski tells WTMJ's Sandy Max she's not expecting a surge in record sales.
I hope people might be compelled and interested to check it out. My experience has been it just doesn't do that as much for historical or album notes or those categories. I think people within the business look at it as sort of a sign of we know what we're doing.
Pavelski's work with the Stax collection won her the Grammy for Best Historical Album. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts. Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Coming up.
Someone just stole my car on 27th Street with my 2 kids in the car.
We'll tell you how that story ends next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
If you love authentic Mexican food, this is for you. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford because it's locally family-owned and it is super affordable and delicious. This is new and it's amazing. Today and every Tuesday, the Mine Chef presents their all-you-can-eat authentic Mexican buffet for under $10. Seriously, it's all you can eat. It's just $9.99. Wow. It's the best Tuesday dining value anywhere. Your kids and grandkids can safely play in that $2 million game room, quietly tucked away from the dining area while you finish up your meal. The Mine Chef's all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet is under $10. Kids under 3 always eat for free. Come early from 2 till 5, Monday through Thursday. Beers, cocktails, and appetizers are half price. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and right off the interstate in Oshkosh. Try the all-you-can-eat Tuesday Mexican buffet today from 11 a.m. for under $10. MineShaftRestaurant.com. Big food, big fun. It's the Mine Shaft.
Do you love winning? This February, head to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee and fall head over heels with the Love It or Leave It $400,000 game show. Thursday nights, you could play the Love It or Leave It game show where you can love your prize or leave it for another. Play with your club card to earn drawing entries. Top prize is $10 grand in cash. It's time for Love It or Leave It. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at PaceBig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
Vince Vitrano for Great Lakes Landscape, the local company I'll trust this spring to enhance the beauty of my already awesome yard. Improving your landscaping is a rewarding way to grow the value of your home. From major projects like a block paver patio to shrubs and ground cover, Great Lakes Landscape will transform your outdoor space and protect your investment with a routine landscape maintenance package starting in spring. Sign up now, get 2023 prices. We're on our way to a more beautiful yard. Great Lakes Landscape, WI.com.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
Got to stay up late if you want to see the Bucks tonight. What time's that tip?
When do they come home?
Jeez, right? Longest road trip ever. It's only 5 games, right?
It's been going on forever.
9 o'clock tip tonight. Brandon Snide looks ahead in sports.
Not missing much, it sounds like.
I guess not. Maybe I'd rather not. This moment sent a chill up my spine, and I think it will probably do the same for you. Should I do that? Should I do that for? I'll do the 911 call second. This is an 8-year-old girl calling her mom.
Mom, I need you. We lost Dad. Where goes Dad?
Oh.
Shake it off.
Awful.
It ends okay.
Awful.
That's an 8-year-old girl, and you hear her, I think, 2-year-old little sister in the car with her. Not knowing where Dad went, their car had been stolen. They were inside.
Yeah.
This is the story from the Quick Trip, 27th in College. Close to me. It's like a mile from my house. Dad was just out. They get a car wash. He said, I do this all the time. I wash the car. I pull into a stall here at the gas station. I'm toweling off the car.
Yep.
Somebody came by, asked me for directions. Appears someone was trying to distract him. Said he didn't leave the car. He said I was within arm's length of the car. Somebody else jumped in the driver's side, took off in the car. His kids are inside.
someone just stole my car on 27th Street with my 2 kids in the car.
So that's him calling 911. Dad calls 911. Car's gone. The little girl, so I guess Dad's cell phone was inside the car still. This 8-year-old girl had the presence of mind, apparently after the thieves had left.
So they abandoned the car, likely because they realized they were inside. These kids were in there.
So at least there's that. And you see this sometimes. I'm a car thief, but I ain't no kidnapper.
Right.
Okay, so not like these are good guys, but at least they didn't want that to continue to play out. So, right, the dad had left his phone inside the car.
Yeah.
8-year-old has the presence of mind to call Mom. Mom apparently was on the other line with Dad, who had borrowed a phone inside the Quick Trip. So that's why it went right to voicemail.
Oh, can you imagine missing that phone call, too? Oh, come on.
Did they get him?
So I think there was one arrest. They are still looking for more information. But
oh, my God, string them up.
This family has talked to a lot of folks. I mean, we're pulling the sound here from TMJ4. Sean Gallagher spoke with Dad and with the little girls.
I heard the screeching of our tires.
He opened up the car, then he bonked his head, but then went straight in, closed the door, then just started driving.
It's the most helpless I've ever felt in my life.
Oh, man, seriously.
One thing to point out in that story, too, though, is that he said he could tell something was wrong because the Buick that the thieves were in, the carjackers, pulled up to the diesel spot at the gas station.
Okay,
and he
yeah,
was
I know
like,
exactly
that
where
car
we are.
doesn't
go
diesel.
there.
So, like, right then, so just something to think about, process when something happens. If something just doesn't look quite right.
But he was right there. I mean, literally touching the car.
I've done that a million times
Holy
at that
cow.
Quick Trip, right? Pull over and you're vacuuming out the car or do whatever.
Yeah.
But you got the
right
keys
there.
with you? I mean, how did that...
No, I suppose not. The kids are in the back seat.
Yeah,
the car's
exactly.
running. Why would I turn it off? Keep the heat on, right? Just I'm right here.
Right.
What's going to happen?
It's 11:30 on a Sunday morning.
But that one just sent chills up my spine. So
Kids are
fortunately, kids are okay. Car's back, and police are looking into. They did have a person of interest in custody. They are still looking for more information if anybody was around the Quick Trip that day. 6:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
I couldn't even bend over, but now after stem cell treatment, I can deadlift a house.
Now, this is an exaggeration, but I do hear about unbelievable miracle outcomes, and I have to ask, do you really believe them? If they were true, these biological treatments wouldn't even have to be advertised. Truth is, stem cell effectiveness is nowhere near 100%. It's expensive, and it doesn't last. At Rejuvenex, our FDA-approved pharmacological treatments ease inflammation and reduce pain. They're precisely administered to where your pain lives, and they work. Will the pain reduction last forever? No. But in some cases, relief has lasted as long as 24 months, and in most cases, insurance has paid for the treatments entirely. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for one of the very special places in our community. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. They offer early memory loss classes. They take care of people in your family who have dementia symptoms or other related cognitive declines. I'll tell you what, I've been in their facilities. They're special. They're incredible. I have an aunt who's in a facility. I know what it means to make sure your family's in the right place. That's Azura. It's compassion and empathy. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. AzuraLiving.com.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
6:42. What do you have on the roads, Deb?
Well, we had an earlier issue on the ramp from northbound 4394 to westbound 94 in the Marquette. It was a broken down vehicle that had 2 right lanes blocked. That has now been cleared. Delays have not. We have big backups all the way back to about Oklahoma Avenue, all the way up to the high-rise bridge. So careful with that. Otherwise, everything else is actually looking pretty good. It's pretty quiet out there. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Areas of patchy fog are possible for this morning. Then we'll get a little bit of sunshine in here this afternoon with high temperatures in the mid-40s. Tonight, cloudier skies with lows in the lower 30s. Then heading into Wednesday, mild temperatures continue. Highs in the upper 40s with mostly cloudy skies. Breezy winds will pick up for Thursday and Friday. That will come with a chance for a few rain showers and temperatures in the low to middle 50s. Cooler temperatures back down into the 40s by Saturday. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
33 in Milwaukee. At 6:44, we got a big comedy show coming to Miller High Life Theater.
I saw somebody get knocked out. Me and my boy, we at a club, right? We having a good time. We partying. Getting money. Getting money. We having a good time, right? That's how we party, because we both small. I don't hang with tall people. It was just us. Right?
I like that as a shorter statured man.
No one works harder than that guy, by the way.
Yeah, bringing his 2024 tour to Milwaukee. Saturday, April 27th. They say it's all brand new stuff. Tickets go on sale Friday. Miller High Life used to be called Milwaukee Theater, originally the Milwaukee Auditorium, so we know what building we're in. Seats over 4,000 people, so really great venue for something like this. This is a no phones show. He does this, right, where you have to put your phone or
a special little magnetic sealed
bag
or whatever.
Any digital device. They say smart watches go in the bag as well. You keep the bag, but it only unlocks in certain areas, and you have to relock it. So that's Kevin Hart coming to Milwaukee Miller High Life Theater April 27th. You want to go to a show? I got another show for you. You want 2 tickets?
Any questions?
Yeah, I got a question. Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
I'll give you the answer to that question, Mr. Bender, next Saturday.
That's right, Mr. Bender. Barry Manilow at Fiserv Forum August 3rd. Got tickets to give away exclusively here on Wisconsin's Morning News all through the week.
August 3rd, you said?
August 3rd is the date of the show. That's at Fiserv Forum. Caller number 5 gets 2 tickets to the show, 855-616-1620. Caller number 5, 2 tickets to see Barry Manilow at Fiserv Forum August 3rd.
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
Home and auto insurance continues to get more turbulent. Here's Jeff Salasinski, VP of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Thank you, Vince. It's hard to remember a time when the home and auto insurance market was this complex. Insurance companies are getting out of the personal insurance business altogether. The cumulative effect of inflation on home repairs, auto repairs, and used cars is staggering. Higher deductibles are being applied to roofs for perils like wind and hail, meaning more out-of-pocket expense for the consumer. Insurance companies are extremely focused on writing only profitable new business and raising premiums to cover the increased cost of claims.
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
As a business insurance top 100 firm, our deep industry knowledge and our team of professionals carefully and accurately design insurance programs that protect our clients and their most valuable assets while being competitive on price. At R&R Insurance, we know home and auto insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Celebrate a birthday, anniversary, or retirement this week with a free dinner at the historic Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill. Buy one dinner, get one free, 7 nights a week. Google Fox and Hounds restaurant and enjoy your free dinner.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The 33-17 Milwaukee Bucks will conclude their season-long 5-game West Coast road trip tonight in Phoenix against the Suns. Damian Lillard and Brook Lopez both have been listed as questionable for tonight's game. The tip-off is set for 9 p.m. Over to the NFL, where the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell announced on Monday that the Philadelphia Eagles will play host to the NFL's first regular season game in Brazil in 2024. Their opponent for that game is yet to be determined. And lastly, over to baseball, according to Kylie McDaniel of ESPN, the Brewers are in agreement with free agent right-handed pitcher Jacob Junis. The deal, which is pending a physical, is for 1 year, $7 million.
It's time for Extra Points, a sports opinion commentary on Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Brendan Snide.
Life in the NBA moves rather quick. We are officially now past the halfway point in the season, and within the next few days, the trade deadline will also come and go. The Bucks are currently sitting at the number 2 seed within the Eastern Conference, and on the surface, from afar, things look rather nice in Milwaukee. That is, until you peel the layers back and realize the issues facing this Milwaukee team that has entered this season with expectations of a championship or bust. Now, for the most part, General Manager John Horst has achieved and even surpassed the duties of his job, in my opinion, acquiring guys like Bobby Portis, Drew Holiday, and most recently a blockbuster deal that landed Damian Lillard had all been great additions from the current boss in the Brew City. But now, as great of a job as he has done, he has one more box to check off before this team heads to the All-Star break and begins its second half push to greatness. At some point, Horst and ownership need to make the hard decision, or decisions, and pull off some type of trade that will help solidify their perimeter defense, which is one of the worst in the association, and at the same time needs to find some type of consistent scoring for a bench that also ranks in the bottom half of the league. Overall, look, Horst has been one of the league's best executives, but allowing the bench to drag down the potential of one of the best offseason moves will be considered such a wasted opportunity if this team doesn't get it done in June. I'm not going to drop names on who the Bucks should or should not trade. I think by now you could probably figure it out. Either way, there's going to be some hard feelings in the aftermath of the deadline, or at least hopefully there is. The nostalgia of the 2021 team must be let go, and Horst needs to do what needs to be done in order to maximize this potential of one of the league's smallest markets. Milwaukee must make a move at the trade deadline. That debate is clearly over.
Be sure to load up on Vienna Beef hot dogs for this weekend's big football game. The official hot dog of the Milwaukee Brewers is Vienna Beef. Manufactured and produced since 1893. Available at select grocers and hot dog stands near you.
The Vinny Cruise is here. Time to tell you all about it with Expedia Cruises in Brookfield. Vince Vitrano introducing this amazing opportunity, inviting you to travel with us this holiday season. We ring in the new year 2025 at sea, your family and mine. We're going on a 7-night Western Caribbean cruise, 2 stops in Mexico, including Cozumel, as well as Honduras, and a day at Royal Caribbean's private island, Coco Cay. I'm bringing my kids. I hope you'll bring yours, or grandma and grandpa. How about the trip of a lifetime? Bring the whole family, your kids and your grandkids. We all celebrate the new year together with a bunch of families from Wisconsin at sea. We board Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, a fantastic ship just outside of Orlando in Port Canaveral on December 29th. We're back on January 5th. The kids can be back in school that Monday. Of course, there will be activities that are exclusive to our group. We're planning a reception and toast when we board, happy hour and dinner, excursion. I'm looking into running a pickleball tournament as well. Yes, pickleball on board. All stuff that we're working on right now. Let me send you more information from Expedia Cruises in Brookfield. Just send me an email. It's vince@WTMJ.com. Vince@WTMJ.com. I'll get all the information out to you. The Vinny Cruise, celebrating New Year's 2025 with Royal Caribbean and Expedia Cruises in Brookfield.
Spectrum Business is made to work like your small business. Made to do it all with fast, ultra-reliable internet, phone, and mobile services. And made to work with a small business budget. Get 600 megabit per second business internet for just $49.99 a month for 1 year with select bundles. Plus, get an unlimited mobile line for free. Visit spectrum.com/work to lock in this deal now. Learn more at spectrum.com/work. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
6:52, checking in with Debbie here.
All righty. Well, we do have some delays northbound on 4394, basically from Howard Avenue all the way up to the high-rise bridge. There was a broken-down vehicle that was blocking a couple of lanes in the Marquette interchange. That's been cleared, but the delays are slowly slinking themselves out. Yes, technical term. So just heads up with that. Otherwise, the rest of the system around Milwaukee County, everything's looking great right now. Even Waukesha County's nice and quiet. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Got some morning fog today, and then sunshine in the afternoon with a high of 44 degrees, low down to 32 tonight. High of 48 on Wednesday. Thursday's high 54 with a chance of showers, and Friday's high 53. Once again, a slight chance of showers. Right now, 33 in Milwaukee. Found myself wandering around on Sunday. Where's the football?
There was football on.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Watch that flag football stuff.
Forget it. Two-time Sports Writer of the Year, Lori Nickel from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, on with us here on Tuesdays. How did you get through Sunday, Lori? You didn't watch that whatever exhibition that's become now the what do we call it?
No.
The flag football.
Yeah, no, I did not. No, I watched basketball, and it's basketball season now, so no.
Nope.
I know you're going through withdrawal. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. You raised an interesting question when we were exchanging emails the other day about experiencing some level of guilt over enjoying football to the degree that we all do. I guess I haven't thought about this a lot because I played football and then my son decided that wasn't for him. We did debate in my house whether or not football was safe for kids to play because my wife is a psychology person. She has a psych degree. So she was concerned about the brain injuries and the things that we hear about football and the concussions and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Washington Post came out with a really fascinating story last week. If anybody wants to Google it, it's called the Concussion Files, and the main story's free. And it's all about how players are being denied settlements or they have to get a lawyer and go through litigation to get their claims and their benefits. But to me, the bigger story is, we're talking about 91% findings now of CTE present in football players at that level, at the NFL level, 91%. And I've been conflicted about this probably for almost 2 decades. Well, for 2 decades now, for sure, as a sports writer. I feel like a hypocrite actually covering football. I have a real love-hate relationship with covering football. It's probably the greatest team sport. I don't know if you feel that way, Vince, but it's probably the greatest team sport that I cover and have ever covered. And at the same time, I'm watching these young men incur brain damage game after game after game, even with the better concussion protocols. And I've been thinking about this a lot. Should I be participating in this? Should I be contributing to this? And I'm conflicted about it.
So the counter argument always, Lori, is one, they participate of their own free will. This is a choice that they make, and they are extremely, in most cases, at least professional level, extremely well compensated for that. What, if anything, then is wrong with that?
Yeah, and my counter argument is, though, do they really know how much a concussion can be a life-altering event? I had a concussion in 2019, and it took me 2 years of rehab and stuff to work through that. Now, I was a lot older. Obviously, you can handle concussions supposedly better when you're younger. But there's a local doctor here, Dr. Kevin Walter, who's a sports medicine specialist. And he haunts me with this comment. He just would tell me there's no such thing as a safe hit to the head. You're always dealing with something. And the NFL concussion protocol is so good now compared to when I covered Brett Favre in 2005, and he had a concussion and he went back in and threw a touchdown on 4th down against the Giants. And then people realized, wow, he's really concussed. He's out of it. It's so much better now. But I'm thinking about the long-term damage of your health in your 50s and your 60s when you're still young and still have a life to live. Do you really want to have early dementia and things like that? If you think about it, does it bother you as a fan?
What about kids? I mean, I know you said that a younger person can handle a concussion better than an older one, but are we doing enough right now for high school age kids who play football? Because there are a lot of kids that play.
Yeah, and I should really be careful with my statement there. Kids can, in theory, can recover quicker with the right protocol. Right. It's not safer. I had 2 sons, very athletic, 2-time all-conference sports athletes in other sports, they were forbidden to even look at a football. I refused. I absolutely refused because I knew too much. I mean, and this goes back to the days when I covered arena football, if you remember the Milwaukee Mustangs here. I mean, those guys, made at best $30,000 a year, and they were ramming their heads into brick walls and stuff like that. Kids, I tell people all the time when they ask me, should I let my son play football? And I say no. I'm like, I know I cover it. I know it's hypocritical. I would not let my kid play football. And I don't think it's a great idea. Again, when we're talking to pediatricians, doctors, experts who say that they can't predict what's a safe hit to the head and what's a good hit, and there is no equipment that can protect you. You're still having to heal those things. And, and who knows? I mean, the first hit that I took to the head was fine. I cracked my helmet. I wiped out on my bike at the Trek 100. I mean, my bike was a mess. My helmet was cracked. It was the second hit 9 weeks later that gave me the concussion. We just don't know enough. And so when you experience something like that, you look at football totally differently. And that's where I'm at right now.
I appreciate it, Lori. I think you're right. And yet still, in my nearly 50-year-old mind, man, what I wouldn't give for one more shot to play another game in high school. I would still do it.
What position did you play?
Fullback and nose.
Fullback.
Yeah.
And my tiny self got beat up more than,
I bet you
I'm hardly suggesting I was good.
You had a heart of a champion, I bet, though.
That's right.
Football guy.
I wondered if you ever had a concussion. Do you think you ever had one?
Absolutely.
Those were early days.
Absolutely,
yeah,
I know
really.
I did.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey,
we didn't do anything about it because we didn't know then.
Yeah, we got to talk more about it. I got stories. 6:59. Thanks, Lori. Business headlines up next. Here's the Milwaukee Business Journal's Rich Kirchen.
A ransomware attack last September at Johnson Controls continues impacting the company's bottom line to the tune of $57 million. Executives say they've remediated the situation, but costs continue into this year. Kohler Company anticipates opening a $300 million plant south of Phoenix by mid-2024. The plant makes bath and shower fixtures and will employ over 400 people. A major promotion for one of the area's best-known pediatricians, Dr. David Margolis, named Chair of Pediatrics at the Medical College of Wisconsin and Pediatrician-in-Chief at Children's Wisconsin. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. At Semper Fi, it's the banner we all march under, because the reputation we earn and uphold belongs to all of us. And without a strong reputation in the exterior remodeling business, you're here today and gone tomorrow. And when you've earned a good reputation, that's what makes the difference in value. It's the little extra that you get for the price. And that assurance is actually what counts the most, because it means the good money you're spending with us is not going to go to waste. A roof you can rely on, with a warranty that has a backbone, Craftsman quality airtight window and door installations, brick and stone masonry that's clean and sharp, and new siding that's been known to stop traffic. And it's all backed by a team that over the last 20 years have put a lot of heart and soul into building a reputation that you can believe in. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
AccuRite Tax and Financial Services has Toshiba copiers and network printers from James Imaging Systems. President CEO Jason Rose.
We have 17 different tax preparers on staff, and we have 4 printers running pretty much nonstop. And during tax season, it's absolutely crazy.
And Jason, those printers from James Imaging Systems have to work just as hard and reliably as your people do.
Oh yeah, yes. Something comes up that's an issue, we have somebody that we can call that can help us resolve the issue very quickly and efficiently.
Reliable printing, reliable service. That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. That helps tremendously keep us being productive, keeps those tax returns going.
Jason, bottom line for your practice?
Happy clients, happy workers, happy me.
Don't worry, be happy with document imaging technology and extraordinary local support from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Off to Lillard, fires up the three, and he hits it. How about that finish for the Bucks?
Waiting for the sun, waiting for the sun.
The Bucks are in Phoenix against the Suns, with coverage starting tonight at 8:30 on your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, February 6th, our top story. EMS policies will be revisited after woman's death at a Milwaukee bus stop.
I'm Erik Bilstad. The rain just keeps coming in SoCal.
I'm Brandon Snide. The Brewers offseason continues on with a new addition to the starting rotation.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Northbound 4394 still slow coming out of the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. There's just residual delays from an earlier issue we had closer to the Marquette. Eastbound 94 is some heavy pockets making your way in from 76th Street just right at 76th Street, and then again coming out of the Stadium interchange. Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Morning fog, some sunshine in the afternoon, and a high of 44 degrees. Right now, 33 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, policy change that would require first responders to get out of their vehicles. The subject of a resolution to be introduced this morning at Milwaukee Common Council meeting. Alderman Lamont Westmoreland, introducing the resolution, tells TMJ4 News he was disappointed with the lack of change coming from Curtis Ambulance and Milwaukee Fire.
We're talking about life and death here. So especially in these life and death situations, we always have to continuously be looking for opportunities to improve the services that we're all paying for.
This all comes after a woman died despite an emergency response that was there in a matter of minutes after she called 911 last month. Curtis Ambulance President James Baker says he is meeting with Milwaukee Fire Department officials Wednesday to discuss various policy and protocol changes. He has reached out to multiple Common Council members.
A step forward in a proposed casino in Kenosha, an intergovernmental agreement between the Menominee Indian Tribe of Wisconsin and Kenosha County set to be officially signed today. Kenosha residents have been split on the idea of a casino, but Kenosha resident Judy Polaris tells TMJ4 News she's in favor.
I think it'll bring entertainment to the community, jobs, and other people from other areas will come in just to see what it's all about, and hopefully they'll take an interest in the rest of our city.
Now, we still got a ways to go. Still need federal approval and a final okay from the governor.
Decision Wisconsin, the Waterford School District set to ask voters if they would support or oppose an expensive school referendum coming up on the February 20th ballot. $91 million is the ask, which would come with an increase in property taxes. Third straight year, Waterford School District has gone to voters looking for more money, hoping to upgrade Waterford Union High School's 65-year-old building. Superintendent there telling TMJ4 News the alternative of building a brand new school would cost taxpayers twice as much.
The mayor of Los Angeles says there have been more than 300 mudslides, and more are expected today in that area. A so-called atmospheric river storm, hard on the heels of another, is dumping a foot of rain on SoCal. CBS News' Jonathan Vigliotti is there.
We need Angelenos to be cautious, to be careful, to be safe.
LA Mayor Karen Bass toured parts of the city directly impacted by the extreme weather Monday, including Baldwin Hills, where she lived for years.
This is our fire chief. Hi.
And we were there when she met Dion Perrineau, whose home was another to be devastated by a mudslide.
I'm in a survival mode right now.
At least 3 people have been linked to dying because of that storm.
Coming up, how having it your way could get you $1 million. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 7:06.
With Social Security, the longer you wait, the more money you may get. Deciding when to start taking your Social Security benefits is one of the most important retirement decisions you'll make. Our team of advisors at Drake & Associates can show you the options and help you decide on the best decision for you and your situation. You spent decades paying in, optimize what comes out. Our experienced team can help you squeeze every penny out of your Social Security benefits. I'd love to get you our Retirement Ready Toolkit, which includes guides such as the Social Security decision. To receive this complimentary toolkit, call or text SS to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting SS to 414-409-9982.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
QC Kinetics patient Robert Patterson, a veteran and business owner, struggled at work and in the gym with chronic agonizing shoulder pain.
Those injuries just continue to nag, and if you don't treat them, they just get worse. And I just kind of abused my body for a long time, and it finally had said enough is enough.
That's okay, because QC Kinetics tells your pain, hey, enough is enough. Their regenerative treatments bring you relief by helping restore and repair damaged tissue with no drugs, no downtime, and best of all, no surgery.
I was able to exceed the goals that I had previously attained in the gym. It was absolutely worth its weight in gold, so I could continue to live life without limitation.
Ready to get lasting relief from your joint pain? Call QC Kinetics to learn more about how natural biologic treatments can get you lasting results. Call now. It's a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Shop Steinhoffel's Tempur-Pedic mattresses. You'll save up to $300 and pay only $46 per month for a queen Tempur-Pedic with Steinhoffel's 60-month financing. And you'll save $200 more when you upgrade to an adjustable base set. Only at Steinhoffel's.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:09.
The NFL commissioner talks about the league's new number one fan. Yes, Roger Goodell talks Taylor Swift. That's coming up in sports at 7:15.
No snow up north, and that lack of the white stuff taking a toll on the economy, relying on that winter tourism. Former State Representative Joe Hendrick tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News the numbers don't add up without a substantial amount of people headed up there to visit.
There simply aren't enough year-round people to support that level of infrastructure and all those restaurants and all those other businesses. That's why we have to have winter tourism just to keep the lights on and help pay the mortgage through those months by bringing people to add to that 5,000 base population. And this winter, we're just not getting it.
Hendrick says that he doesn't recall it being this bad since the 90s.
Country music star Toby Keith has passed away. Keith had been battling stomach cancer. In fact, you may recall, canceled the show at Wisconsin State Fair in 2022 due to the diagnosis. Keith was 62 years old.
If you're picky about your burger toppings, it could make you a millionaire.
Have it your way.
Burger King has announced the $1 Million Whopper contest. The money, all yours if your version of a reimagined Whopper bests all the others. The company says it's looking for new, sweet, and savory ideas that can eventually be sold in restaurants across the country for a limited time. A spokesman says BK is all about having it your way, and more than 50% of guests customize their sandwiches already. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
I never customize at fast food.
Just make the order and go?
Right? Because
don't trust it?
Well, just what's the difference, right? You go to Cops and you say, well, I want this and I want that and whatever. But like if it's like a BK or a McDonald's or whatever, like, I don't know. It's just whatever's on the menu. Even though they tell you to do it there.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like it's a reach request.
It does tend to be a bit fresher because they have to actually make it to your order. So
I guess so. But if they tell you to do it, right,
point,
it should be fine, right? What's my problem?
Should be.
Right. 7-Eleven on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Replacement windows and doors. Where do you start? Siding Unlimited is the best installation contractor in Wisconsin and even in the whole USA. So, start there. How do I dare claim that Siding Unlimited is the best? Well, Pella, America's best manufacturer of windows and doors, said it. Loud and clear, naming Siding Unlimited their Platinum Elite Contractor of the Year, 3 years in a row. That's a big title. It's a big deal. It means best of the best. Our own Siding Unlimited. Local, family-owned, honest and reliable, knowledgeable and skilled. Siding Unlimited. So, where do you start? You want windows, but think siding. Siding Unlimited, Wisconsin's best. America's best. SidingUnlimited.com.
It is 7:12. What do you have on the roads here, Deb?
Well, a little bit of a backup along 94 eastbound coming out of the stadium interchange. Other than that, everything else seems to be rolling along pretty well. No other incidents up on the board. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Areas of patchy fog this morning, then a little bit of sunshine mixes in as the afternoon goes on with high temperatures in the mid-40s. For tonight, mostly cloudy skies, lows in the lower 30s. Then warm temperatures are with us for Wednesday, highs in the upper 40s with mostly cloudy skies. Winds will start to pick up as we head into Thursday and Friday with high temperatures near record high levels in the low to middle 50s. We'll also see the chance for some rain showers. Cooler temperatures then move in for Saturday with highs in the lower 40s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 34 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
10:13 on Wisconsin's Morning News. You can text the word TOUR, T-O-U-R, to 855-616-1620. That's the WTMJ talk and text line. TOUR. If you want to see video of our walkthrough of the expanded Baird Center, that's the convention center downtown.
Yep, we got some pictures that you posted on there. We got a nice video that Dylan Carter, our digital guy, put together for us of the phenomenal walkthrough we had of the new north end, the newer north building of the convention center.
Talked about it at multiple points of the show yesterday. Still didn't get to all the things that I think people would be interested to know. So a couple of other bits of unfinished business.
A couple of people had asked about parking.
Yeah.
So the original spot had about 260 spaces, like in that surface lot there, which is now the building of this.
And you never felt like you could park there.
Right.
Like, like, is this open?
So there are now a lot more, believe it or not. You don't see them, but there are 400.
Parking is an important revenue stream, very little overhead operating expenses. So as part of the design, we challenged the architects to come up with indoor parking that wouldn't be viewable from the outside so as not to present an eyesore for the city. So on our right as we're walking is the Kilbourne entrance. And there's an entrance also as Wells you can see straight through. So you'll be able to come in from either Wells or Kilbourne. We have 400 indoor parking spaces.
Yes, 400. Now, completion date set for March 29th. That's when the keys are handed over. The first event is Thursday, May, I want to say, what is that, the 16th? May 16th. That's be a big gala event. Yeah, right. Adina Menzel will be there. And then on Saturday and Sunday, May 18th and 19th, that'll be the public walkthrough. When you and me and the rest of us can
They'll
walk
open it up for the plebeians,
yes.
for the rest of us.
Yes, we'll be able to see it. And they've done this before at other sites, which I think that's cool. Gives everyone a chance. Yeah, obviously, there's taxpayer money involved in this kind of stuff, so they want to make sure everyone gets a chance to see it.
That would be worth a walkthrough. We'll talk much more about it when it gets closer to the event.
Tour.
But the word is tour. 855-616-1620. We'll tour the sports with Brandon next.
This monumental moment in Black history is sponsored by Tayback Law, Educators Credit Union, Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin, and American Family Insurance.
The Me Too movement changed the world in 2017. It opened up space for survivors to tell their stories and generate conversations on how to end sexual violence. And that's all thanks to Tarana Burke. The Bronx native began her activism at an early age, working with organizations that focus on social issues. After college, she created Just Be Inc., a nonprofit that focuses on instilling confidence and self-worth within young Black girls. While meeting many Black female survivors of sexual violence and continuing her work as a local activist, in 2006, Burke founded the Me Too movement, which helps survivors support survivors and inspire community action. Since then, women have been advocating for themselves, speaking their truth, seeking justice, and most importantly, creating cultural change. For her hard work, Burke was named as one of the silence breakers for Time Magazine's 2017 Person of the Year issue.
This monumental moment in Black history is sponsored by Tayback Law, Educators Credit Union, Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin, and American Family Insurance.
Shop the January New Year's sale on better quality furniture and mattresses at Ken Michaels Furniture.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The Milwaukee Bucks season-long 5-game West Coast road trip finally is set to come to a conclusion tonight. After a loss in Utah Sunday night and losing 3 of their last 4 games, the mindset and belief hasn't changed with the Bucks' 2-time MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Right now, it doesn't matter, and I hope everybody in this locker room feels the same way that I feel. It does not matter. There's so many things that we are doing right now that we are getting better, and the moment everything clicks and our legs are there and our minds are there and guys are healthy and we are, everybody locked in, I think it's going to go very well. I really do believe.
Milwaukee is in Phoenix tonight to take on the Suns for their first of 2 matchups on the season. Damian Lillard has been listed as questionable tonight with an ankle injury, as has Brook Lopez. He is questionable. He's missed the last 2 games due to personal reasons. Tip-off is set for 9 p.m. tonight. Coverage will get underway right here on WTMJ beginning at 8:30. Over to the NFL, where Super Bowl 58 is officially this week. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell spoke at a press conference in Las Vegas Monday night ahead of the Super Bowl. He said the competition was the reason for good ratings this year, but also added having Taylor Swift in the mix doesn't hurt either.
I think it's great to have her a part of it. Obviously, it creates a buzz. It creates another group of young fans, particularly young women, that are interested in seeing, why is she going to this game? Why is she interested in this game? Besides, Travis, she is a football fan. And I think that's great for us.
And lastly, we'll head over to baseball after trading.
Pause for a second and talk about what's happened. The commissioner of the National Football League is talking about Taylor Swift.
You have to.
The week of the Super Bowl. Right?
13-time Grammy winner. You got to talk about her. You got to.
Can we just take a moment?
I think at Media Day last night, Media Night, I should say, it was probably 75% of the conversation.
Had to be.
It's taken over.
Okay.
So we'll see. Lastly, we'll head over to baseball after trading away Corbin Burns last week for pitcher DL Hall and infielder Joey Ortiz. The Brewers' starting rotation now has more questions than answers. Hall joined Foul Territory TV on Monday, saying he's been prepping this offseason to become a starter and plans to do so for the Brewers in 2024.
I kind of prepared this entire offseason to be a starter because I was, planning on at least competing in spring with Baltimore. On trying to get in that rotation as well. Didn't really know how, that was going to shake out, but I've been training this offseason to be a starter and trying to get stretched out, doing a little more cardio than I probably would have being in the bullpen. So I've kind of been preparing for it, and I feel ready.
Speaking of starting pitcher, according to Kylie McDaniel of ESPN, the Brewers are in agreement with free agent righty Jacob Junis. The deal, which is still pending a physical, is a 1-year, $7 million deal. Vinny, the offseason for the Brewers, just so many twists and turns. It's been interesting to say the least.
Yeah, let's get these guys in camp and let's go. 7:19, we'll talk live with Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky next.
Be sure to load up on Vienna Beef hot dogs for this weekend's big football game. The official hot dog of the Milwaukee Brewers is Vienna Beef. Manufactured and produced since 1893. Available at select grocers and hot dog stands near you.
Got this message the other day during the show. It was Gina Della. It was a voice text, which is not entirely uncommon, but she was super excited about something going at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Message came to me, to Tausch, to Ben Brust over on ESPN. She sends it to all of us, but it sounded like an emergency. She was that excited. First freaked out, like, did I say something wrong or is something going on? Well, she was so excited about this. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin going even further out with the financing deal that they're offering. You can pay for your project over 5 years and not pay a dime of interest. 0% interest on your Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin project for up to 60 months. Pella had to go to work on the bank that they do business with to make sure that this could be guaranteed for you and the deal would be available. 0% interest on payments for up to 60 months if you book the work in your home by February 23rd. Now, Pella Windows and Doors are premium products, so they're going to be more expensive than some of the cheapo options out there. It's because they're better, and now you can afford better by paying for this major investment over time without paying a dime of interest for up to 60 months. You get the Pella design team in your home now, or stop out and visit the showroom in Brookfield. They're right there on Blue Mound Road near the corners. Browse anytime at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions do apply.
St. Vincent de Paul, Milwaukee has expanded into our new 76th and Bradley Road location, where thrifters will find hundreds of bargains on everything, from clothing to furniture, electronics, home goods, and more. Our inventory is always changing, and new deals pop up every day. We're accepting donations, too, at our convenient drive-through donation area. Help us help others. St. Vincent de Paul at 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee is now open.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Checking in with Debbie here at 7:22.
All right, eastbound on 94 starting to slow down a little bit in Waukesha County, coming out of the Gerke's Corners area all the way to Moreland Road, then back on the brakes from 92nd Street through the Stadium interchange be prepared for that. Other than that, for the most part, everything else is looking pretty good. Maybe westbound's a little bit tight coming right through the stadium interchange itself. No other incidents, though, up on the board. Hey, BRI's on the roads. Report accidents and slowdowns and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Some morning fog once again with a dense fog advisory for Walworth, Waukesha, Jefferson, Sheboygan, Fond du Lac, and Dodge counties. That goes until 10 o'clock this morning on our way to a high of 44 degrees. .23, we'll talk live now with Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky, who's on the Tri-County Contracting Hotline this morning. Niz, I got mid-50s on Thursday, mid-50s on Friday, near record highs. Are we going to make it?
You're going to be mowing the lawn by the weekend. Come on now.
Hey, you sent me that pic from your yard. The lawn is green.
Yeah, I mean, there's spots in my yard that are greener than what I would hope for in the middle of July.
Right.
I think there's something to that. I mean, we've had literally 1 week of winter, and it was a brutal 1 week, but maybe it wasn't enough, like, to build, a frost layer long enough for the grass to completely do its dormancy thing. I'm not, what's kind of funny is like, I'm still amateur with that kind of stuff. I think some people think that the meteorologist is also like some sort of magical, like horticulture and stuff like
not the
genius.
same field.
Yeah, but I do know just enough that maybe I'm onto something. But yeah, it's crazy. But you mentioned too potential record highs. I think we get there, close to it at least. We probably fall. We're right, really close on Thursday. I think the record is 55. I was forecasting 53, 54, and then I think the record is only 51 on Friday. And I think we get there. I think, in fact, it could be one of those scenarios where we have a surge of warm air Thursday night into Friday, that at like midnight, even Friday night, you step outside, let the dog out, and it's 50 degrees Thursday night.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's going to be definitely a push of what will certainly feel like spring. But it would be fall spring. I mean, that's the biggest question I get is like, are we done? Like, is this it?
No.
I mean,
it'll be 2 degrees next week.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. The short answer is no. I mean, I'm very sure that we'll have at least, a few more bouts of, some winter weather, some snow. We're not going to go the rest of winter with absolutely no snow. However, I do think overall, though, we're not going to – I don't see any indication that all of a sudden we're going to jump into a very typical Wisconsin winter. I see still above average overall heading into spring.
No, I know a lot of people are hurting with that, and they want the snow and all that. I was thinking I got some, like, plants coming up. I think – like hostas are starting to peek on through, or maybe it's the lilies. I don't know, but there's something out there in the garden that shouldn't be there right now.
Yeah, no, totally. I 100% agree, and that goes along with the grass as well. And I mean, we continue the pattern we're at, and we start popping off some 60s and even 70s. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if we do in March, when was it? Was it March 2012? I'm trying to think when it was where we had a stretch of 70s and 80s in March, and the leaves started to leaf out already. And it was wild. And then you have to worry all of a sudden April hits and we get snow and cold and you start freezing some of these leaves and stuff. So you don't want that. You don't, as much as I love a 70-degree March day, you don't want too much of it because then things get all out of whack.
Well, I got no need for that, right? I don't need it to be 70 in March. What I need it to be is not 26. And,
Yeah, exactly. No, 100%. We find that happy medium. And really, like, I don't know if you can count on your hand a total of happy medium winter days that we've had.
Right.
We've either had below zero blizzard or spring. Like that's what it's been. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. Maybe next week it starts to get a little bit more typical, but like it's still above normal.
Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky. All right, I hope we hit that record on Friday, Niz. I mean, if we're going to get that close, might as well do it.
Whether you like it or you don't like it, one of the worst things, one of the things I hate the most is falling 1 degree shy.
Right.
That doesn't help anybody.
No, it doesn't go in the record book.
You don't get free burgers for that.
No one remembers second place. Nope.
Thanks, Niz. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average down almost 275 points to 38,380. The NASDAQ closed at 15,598. That was off about 31 points. And the S&P 500 tumbled 16 to 49.43. Great time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com. Click on the Get Started button now. Home and auto insurance continues to get more turbulent. Here's Jeff Salasinski, VP of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Thank you, Vince. It's hard to remember a time when the home and auto insurance market was this complex. Insurance companies are getting out of the personal insurance business altogether. The cumulative effect of inflation on home repairs, auto repairs, and used cars is staggering. Higher deductibles are being applied to roofs for perils like wind and hail, meaning more out-of-pocket expense for the consumer. Insurance companies are extremely focused on writing only profitable new business and raising premiums to cover the increased cost of claims.
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
As a business insurance top 100 firm, our deep industry knowledge and our team of professionals carefully and accurately design insurance programs that protect our clients and their most valuable assets while being competitive on price. At R&R Insurance, we know home and auto insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's promo code GIFT.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper-Fi.
SemperFiRoofing.com.
Eastbound 94 backing up a bit, heading right through the Gerke's Corners area from Highway F. Back on the brakes from 92nd Street through the Stadium interchange to 27th Street. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Still some fog this morning. We'll get some sun this afternoon in your Storm Team forecast. A high today of 44, mostly cloudy tonight, down to a low of 32. Right now we've got foggy conditions, at about 34 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts. Your headlines this morning: a policy change requiring first responders to get out of their vehicles. That's the subject of a resolution that will be introduced this morning at a Milwaukee Common Council meeting. Alderman Westmoreland introducing the resolution. He tells TMJ4 News he was very disappointed with the lack of change coming from Curtis Ambulance and Milwaukee Fire in the wake of Jolene Waldriff's death at a bus stop last month.
We're talking about life and death here. So especially in these life and death situations, we always have to continuously be looking for opportunities to improve the services that we're all paying for.
Curtis Ambulance President James Baker says he will meet with Milwaukee Fire officials on Wednesday to discuss various policy and protocol changes, and has reached out to multiple Common Council members. Milwaukee police investigating a shooting as part of this past weekend's violence, which happened at a short-term rental, injuring a 16-year-old. TMJ4's Mary Joala.
It was multiple rounds, like fast, like pop, 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 and then next thing you know, like shorter ones, pop, pop, pop.
Skylar Snow recalls the terrifying sounds that prompted her and her roommate to turn off their lights and get on the ground just before 10 Saturday night. They live on North Wheel near Locust in Milwaukee. She says soon after, police showed up and she saw parents rushing to the area.
The mothers were just running in, screaming like, "Where's my baby? Where's my baby?"
The Department of Neighborhood Services says the home currently does not have a license to operate as a short-term rental. Another major step for a proposed casino in Kenosha, an intergovernmental agreement between the Menominee Indian Tribe of Wisconsin and Kenosha County, set to be signed today in Madison. Kenosha residents have been split on the idea of the casino. Resident Julie Polera tells TMJ4 News she's in favor of the project.
I think it'll bring entertainment to the community, jobs, and other people from other areas will come in just to see what it's all about, and hopefully they'll take an interest in the rest of our city.
The casino project still requires federal approval and a final signature from Governor Evers. Los Angeles receiving almost a year's worth of rain in 2 days as it gets pounded by a storm that has parked itself over the region.
As the storm begins to move out today, on the backside of it, a new threat. Thunderstorms with heavy downpours. Downpours could be deadly because the ground is so super saturated already. There have been over 300 mudslides in L.A. in the last 2 days. L.A. Fire Chief Kristen Crowley says the threat for more is growing.
There are many water-soaked hillsides that have the potential to slide.
Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
In Europe, leaders of the EU announcing more concessions to farmers who have been blockading roads in city centers across the continent, but it's not clear that that will be enough to quell growing protests.
Spanish farmers the latest to join the protests, blocking roads in several regional centers today. Everyone with the tractors heading to Rome, says this Italian farmer ahead of a big protest Thursday. And German farmers briefly blockaded Frankfurt Airport last week, all arguing that unfair competition and EU rules are driving their livelihoods into the ground. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
And back here at home, the North Woods continuing to struggle as the calendar turns to February with no snow in sight. Former Wisconsin Representative Joe Handrick in Minocqua telling Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
About every 30 years or so, it seems we go through a winter where we just don't get much snow, and it can really, it does have just a really hard impact on those small mom-and-pop businesses that are in the hospitality industry.
Handrick says he expects businesses to have to close after this winter, in addition to ones that have already closed permanently due to the effects of the pandemic. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts. Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Still ahead, they say it's a major step forward for a new casino in Kenosha. We'll talk about that next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Traffic is sponsored by Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. Retire well with Kowal.
At Kowal Investment Group, we've been helping our clients plan for retirement for over 36 years. We'd like to help you too. Visit thekowalway.com or call 262-522-4040.
Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
Jason Rose is the president CEO of AccuRite Tax and Financial Services. They have document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I think it's very accurate to call it a partnership because it's more of a relationship that you build up over time.
And your practice has had document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems for years.
Yeah, they know what you need, they know how to help, they're able to provide suggestions on future improvements or changes.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. Here for you today, helping you plan for the future.
It's a great deal. James Imaging is the real deal.
And Jason, the bottom line for your practice?
Keep us up and running, especially during tax season.
Keep your business up and running with document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for senior real estate specialist Bruce and Jean Nemovitz. If you've been holding off on selling your home or downsizing your parents' home, now's the time to contact Bruce and Jean. You deserve to enjoy the lifestyle you've earned. Learn how their team will guide you every step of the way. Join me at their free in-person seminar, March 5th, Berner Botanical Gardens. Doors open at 8:30, and you'll get critical info from local senior community representatives. Register at brucesteam.com, taking you from overwhelmed to I can do this. brucesteam.com.
It's David Nason, your personal inspection pro from WTMJ's The Fix-It Show. I'm with my go-to basement repair guy, Chris Mancuso of Accurate Basement Repair. This is the team I personally recommend for leaky or cracked basements.
Wow, thanks, David. Our team at Accurate Basement Repair has been fixing leaky and cracked basements for the Fix-It listeners for over 20 years.
That's great, Chris. For more information about how to schedule a free inspection and estimate, check out AccurateBasementRepair.com because they're not just good, they're accurate.
Signing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:37.
Time's that Bucks tip tonight?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Sorry, folks, that's too late. Brandon Snide looks ahead in sports at 7:45.
Big day today in Madison as they sign the intergovernmental agreement between the Menominee Indian Tribe of Wisconsin and Kenosha County. So this is for the proposed Kenosha Hard Rock Casino and Entertainment Center. So lots of people are going to be there, Vince. The chair of Menominee is going to be there. The Kenosha County executive will be there. The Menominee Kenosha Gaming Authority chair, the Kenosha mayor. But you know who will not be there? Governor Evers.
Tony Evers.
Because he's got nothing to do with this. So this is a big signing for what's already happened. The Kenosha County's agreed to this proposal. The city of Kenosha has agreed about it. But we still are nowhere closer. We have not heard from the feds yet, and who knows when that'll be. And ultimately, we have to hear from the governor on this.
Right. Federal government has to sign off on it, allowing because it's outside of traditional Menominee lands.
Yes.
So they would have to get, that approval from the federal government to do the casino there in Kenosha. And if they get that, then it goes to Governor Tony Evers, who has not said one way or another what he's going to do. I wonder if that's the play here.
There's
a reason it's in Madison.
Yeah, so
now.
Why do this at all now? Is it just
you don't have to do it. Nothing's been approved yet. You don't have to do it yet.
Or is it like, hey, we did our part? Is that what this is, celebrating our part, or is it putting pressure?
I think it's a little bit of the latter, right? We're here. We've got documents have been signed. Governor?
So could
You're free to come on down.
Could the governor? So say the governor was on board. We don't know if he is for sure. Could he call Washington and be like, "Hey, can you speed this up?
We would like this very much." Go through whatever channels he has. We would like this very much, so let's put it on the fast track because it's going to get my signature.
Or is there still some pressure? Because obviously there's a big casino right here in Milwaukee, that I'm sure would prefer not to have to compete with one in Kenosha.
Well, and then you've got the one going up in Beloit as well, and then Northern Illinois has expanded gaming and things like that. So don't know where the governor is at on that. He hasn't said, but I think definitely there's something at play here. There's a reason that you have it in Madison today, this early in the process. News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. That's heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ.
Market volatility, global issues. We hear about inflation easing, but it's still a real issue. More than a few headwinds this year. That's probably why Americans like you feel uncertain about their financial future. Just 59% of affluent Americans felt secure last year, and that's down from the year before. Boomers, not much room for error. Gen X might need more than a 401k. And for millennial families with big dreams, it's time to get real about saving and investing. Talk to Annex Wealth Management. Build security with a partner on your side for unbiased advice. Our goal is a plan that prepares you to maintain your desired lifestyle throughout retirement. Investments are a start, but you may need more. That's why Annex delivers tax and estate planning. There's an Annex plan personalized for you. Annex Comprehensive Wealth fits most individuals and families, but if you've got high net worth with complex needs, Annex Private Client is your solution. Just starting out? Annex Ignite is a great choice. Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Man, it's been nice and warm. All the snow that was on the roof is gone, and I keep thinking back to the holes I had in my shingles from a contractor who decided to put a ladder up there years ago and jam holes into my shingles.
I'm still curious as to that methodology, but nonetheless, the holes were there.
Yeah, I guess the house was painted well. Thanks, I guess. Anyway, the reason I knew about those holes is because of Tri-County Contracting. I got the worry-free roof tune-up, $650. No matter the size of the roof, worry-free roof tune-up, they go up there and they check everything out. And they'll replace shingles. They'll take care of gaskets. They'll re-put in nails, pop those nails that were popped out. They'll put in new ones and take care of that. Thankfully, they were up on my roof because they figured out I had holes in some of my shingles because of a contractor who was up there. Tri-County Contracting. Time's now. Get on the schedule. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com is the website. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Your bathroom is boring and basic too. It seems like there's nothing you can do. A better bath awaits. You'll feel brand new, relaxing in a world of peace at the Bath Authority. Authority.
Right now, schedule your free in-home estimate and get $1,000 off a new shower or bath, plus 36 months of interest-free financing. Restrictions apply. A better bath awaits.
You're our priority at the Bath Authority.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Guthrie and Fry protects the water in my house. Guthrie and Fry has provided expert advice, quality service, and reliable water since 1974. Owners Sue and Rob are well known and very generous in the local community for supporting great causes that change lives. We've got their water softener. We've got their reverse osmosis system. Our water is crisp, clean, and clear. GFwater.com. It's Guthrie and Fry.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Checking in with Debbie here at 7:43.
All right, got some backups now. 94 eastbound right out of the Highway 16 area all the way to Calhoun. Back on the brakes from 92nd Street, pretty solid all the way through the Stadium interchange. The westbound side, heavy out of the Marquette out to Mitchell Boulevard, then back on the brakes from about Highway 100 in pockets all the way to about Barker Road. So give yourself that extra time this morning. Otherwise, northbound 4394 on the Plainfield curve up to Oklahoma Avenue going to be slow. We've also got eastbound 894 slowing down from 92nd Street all the way past Loomis. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Areas of patchy fog are possible for this morning. Then we'll get a little bit of sunshine in here this afternoon with high temperatures in the mid-40s. Tonight, cloudier skies with lows in the lower 30s. Then heading into Wednesday, mild temperatures continue. Highs in the upper 40s with mostly cloudy skies. Breezy winds will pick up for Thursday and Friday. That will come with a chance for a few rain showers and temperatures in the low to middle 50s. Cooler temperatures back down into the 40s by Saturday. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
34 in Milwaukee. .44 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Cannot wait for what we've got coming up just after 8 o'clock this morning. Wanted to bring her back on in light of the recent testimony before Congress. This is the director of the FBI, Christopher Wray, saying the Chinese government is preparing to attack the U.S. digitally.
PRC hackers are targeting our critical infrastructure, our water treatment plants, our electrical grid, our oil and natural gas pipelines, our transportation systems, and the risk that poses to every American requires our attention now.
And none of this will be news to our guest at 8:10. Right? She told us about this last time.
She basically predicted this, that eventually a cyber war is coming.
Tina Chang is the chair and CEO of locally based national company called SysLogic, focused on cybersecurity. We've had her on the program before, and we could have done 6 hours with her. But after a while, you just get so scared. Right? Like every device in your home is trying to steal your identity and all of this stuff. And she's super smart and totally plugged in and is out in front of this. Like, hey, this is coming. So we'll ask her not only about the threats, to our governmental things like the water system, things like that, but also our personal devices.
Yeah, some simple solutions you can take too to fix some of that.
Yeah, Tina Chang, chair and CEO of the national company called SysLogic, based right here in southeast Wisconsin. She'll be our guest coming up at 8:10. Brandon Snide has sports. That is next.
According to the U.S. debt clock, our debt is over $32 trillion and climbing. The question is, how do we pay it off? One of the most likely answers is increasing taxes. Now think about your retirement accounts. Do you want to pay taxes on some of that money now when rates are historically low, or later when rates are potentially higher? At Drake & Associates, we can help you create a plan so your retirement is tax efficient as possible. If you'd like to continue your education, we have our Retirement Ready Toolkit, which includes guides on retirement tax savings. To receive this complimentary toolkit, call or text TAX to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting TAX to 414-409-9982. When taxes go up, will you be ready? Call or text now.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
New Year's resolution, have yourself a better yard. Solution, Great Lakes Landscape. Vince Vitrano here. Now, great time to book your maintenance package for your yard with Great Lakes Landscape. Some of those trees and shrubs, just a bit too much to handle these days. You can get a free estimate from Great Lakes Landscape on having their professionals do all of that work for you this spring and into the summer and fall if you like. Or maybe you're looking for a full landscape maintenance package for your home or for your business so you don't have to do a thing. Now, if you're like me, you like to do some stuff in the yard, but things like fertilizer or how about fresh mulch delivered, installed, perfectly cared for, and getting your yard ready for the summer. They got my yard ready for winter this season. They can help you have an easier spring and set you up great for the summer. Ryan over there does a great job at Great Lakes. He leads a fantastic team. Their landscape consultants are meeting with families now so you can get set to go in the spring. Southeast Wisconsin's premier installation and maintenance company working for you in your yard. It's Great Lakes Landscape, WI.com.
When you're due for tire service, visit richlands.com for the location nearest you.
We'll give you a free flat tire repair on every tire we install. No questions asked. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Richlands.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The Milwaukee Brewers offseason has been unpredictable as of late. After trading away Corbin Burns last week, the Brewers have reportedly added a new starting pitcher on Monday night. According to Kylie McDaniel of ESPN, Milwaukee and right-handed starter Jacob Junis are in agreement on a one-year, $7 million deal for 2024. ESPN's Jeff Passan on Milwaukee's offseason and a team the Brewers might just be trying to emulate.
Yeah, the Brewers are trying to do what the Rays do, and that's not a surprise considering, Matt Arnold spent time with the Rays organization and really, he was in Cincinnati, he's bounced around a little bit and sort of taken pieces of all of these organizations he's been in, but his philosophy aligns most with what the Rays are doing, and that I think is not just because the Rays are so damn successful at it, but because the payroll is limited in Milwaukee.
Spring training not too far off for the Brewers. Pitchers and catchers set to report on February 15th. Over to the NBA, where the Milwaukee Bucks will wrap up their 5-game West Coast road trip tonight in Phoenix as they get set to take on the Suns. The Bucks, since hiring head coach Doc Rivers, have lost 3 of their last 4 games, but on the plus side, the defensive side of the ball, they have seen a bit of an improvement over the last week or so.
We are playing hard now defensively, and you can see that visually. You can see the fatigue. And so, even after the game, and we may have to add one more guy, to the rotation just as if we want them to play hard, we want them to stay fresh, because they're not used to doing it yet. And our goal is to build up that type of intensity with a short rotation for 48 minutes of hard basketball, because that's what the playoffs are.
As for tonight's matchup, Giannis has been listed as probable. Meanwhile, Damian Lillard and Brook Lopez both have been listed as questionable. Tip-off tonight is set for 9 p.m. Coverage will begin right here on WTMJ starting at 8:30. And lastly, we'll head over to the NFL where it's officially Super Bowl week. However, for 30 other teams, it's the offseason, or in other words, if you're the Lions general manager, Brad Holmes, it's victory lap season.
When you look back at those picks, and those picks were not welcomed by many in this room. Dave, you wanted us to pick a quarterback. You didn't want us to pick Penei Sewell. People didn't want us to wait till the 4th round to draft a wide receiver. People didn't want to wait on a Derek Barnes to develop. But every single move was intentional and was made with intention.
Vince, you okay with the general manager calling out the media?
Well, what do you want, man? Right?
You're right and you're wrong.
Right. You were horrible for a million years. They're going to question everything you did, right? So you were horrible for a million years. So, okay, you're right.
You got one
You're
draft
right for 2 seasons. Let's see you back it up next year. 7:51. Mark Tauscher joins us next.
Wake up with me. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Tune in every Monday and Friday at 8:15 for Matzik's Morning Minute during Wisconsin's Morning News. Everything you need to know about all your favorite Wisconsin teams in just 60 seconds. Picked up by Lillard, lobs to Giannis, who thumps it down on the alley-oop. Every Monday and Friday at 8:15 during Wisconsin's Morning News.
Coaching in the arena and your jerseys hanging above you, I can turn to the players and say, guys, I swear to God I play basketball. Just look up.
Sponsored by Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac.
Better days start with a better night's sleep on a mattress from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in Milwaukee, our mattresses are custom built to your needs. We have all the comfort and firmness options to give you your best night's rest. Buying direct from our factory showrooms will save you up to 50% compared to national brands. Shop today during our New Year's sale at Ken Michaels Furniture for over 75 years of uncompromising quality, local factory direct saving, and your best night's sleep. Start the new year right with Norwalk Furniture on sale now at Ken Michaels Furniture. Save 35% on showroom pieces that are ready for immediate delivery, or in just 35 days, you can create a look that reflects your unique style with over 850 fabric and leather options and comfort levels, from cuddling to extra firm support. Norwalk Furniture's American roots go back over 102 years. For better quality American-made upholstery, shop the Norwalk Upholstery Sale at any Ken Michaels Furniture locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or downtown.
Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. We're passionate about continuing on our mission to help more Wisconsin businesses create more success. If you have any questions about our insurance products or just want a second opinion about your insurance or employee benefits, I invite you to check out ANSI.com, or better yet, give us a call at Yancey & Associates. And let's have a conversation about your business and how we can help you secure, protect, and grow your version of the American dream.
For your chili, meatloaf, or tacos, Sendix has natural black Angus ground sirloin for just $4.99 per pound all week. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Traffic sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Debbie?
All right. Well, we got some issues out there, not the least of which is lack of visibility. It's not great out there, especially in Waukesha County. Got some fog through the area. Slow speeds basically from Highway 16 all the way through to Barker Road. Actually, make that Calhoun. You'll be back on the brakes from 92nd Street through the Stadium Interchange. We've got some accidents, actually 1, 2, 3 accidents, basically in the same area. The ramp from Holt Avenue to northbound 4394. So that's backing things up all the way into the Mitchell. Westbound 94, heavy ride out of the Marquette all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard as well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Dense fog advisory for counties that are away from Lake Michigan with exclusion of Sheboygan. That's in the dense fog advisory as well until 10 o'clock this morning. High of 44 degrees today.
It's the week before the super big game. We can have a terrific bowl. We could also have a super jar. But we can't have a, well, you get it. We can't say it, but we can talk about it. This is a super football week preview with Mark Tauscher. Can I say super bowel? No, that doesn't sound right.
What? 7:55 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Morning, Tausch.
Good morning, fellas. How are we today?
We're good. What do you have cooked up for us today, E?
Today we talk actual games. Okay. So the theme today...
Is it a little bit early to talk about actual football? Right?
So I'll give you a couple of questions on Packers history in the terrific cups of the Super Bowl, and then maybe a couple of general ones too, okay? All right, everyone on board?
You say super... Can you just said the SB word. Can you say that?
Well, shoot.
Didn't we cover this yesterday? Weekends, if we're just
yeah,
guys
I thought we did.
Here, then we can say
yeah, I know,
Super
but I
Bowl.
thought we were going to air. You said it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for this bowl of questions.
Yes. Okay. The Packers have won 4 terrific cups. Which one was won by the largest margin? Steelers, Patriots, Raiders, or Chiefs? Which team did they beat by the most points?
I think we smoked the Raiders in that second one.
I'm going to go Patriots.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to say, just to be different, I'm going to say the Chiefs game, because I think that was a beating.
Chiefs was Super Bowl I. That is your
boat race.
Yes, 25 points. Packers beat the Chiefs 35-10. They beat the Raiders 33-14. Brandon, they beat the Patriots 35-21. And I didn't remember this being so close. I guess I knew it because it came down to near the end of the game there. The Steelers, they only beat by 6, 31-25. Yeah. So, that's Super Bowl I.
And one of the things, as we were kind of going through the Packers defense when Joe Barry was relieved of his duties. One of the things you just keep forgetting because everybody focuses on offense so much, you just think about that Super Bowl run at Philly. Defense closed up shop. Chicago, defense closed up shop. And then I think we forget Pittsburgh, Roethlisberger got the ball back down 6 with over 2 minutes to go. Defense closed up shop. There's a theme. You don't have to have the world's greatest defense, but you better have some closers, and that'll be one of the things I'm sure Brian Gutekunst is going to be looking at.
Was that the Patriots Super Bowl where Reggie had the back-to-back sacks? Like, talk about closing up shop. He did it himself.
No. Back-to-back.
Was it 3?
3 in a row.
We're done here. Thank you.
Yeah, this is enough. We're going to walk out of here with the championship. We'll get 3.
All right, next one. There were 61,000 fans in attendance for Super Bowl I at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Super Bowl II was at the Orange Bowl in Miami. How many fans attended Super Bowl II? A, 63,000, B, 75, C, 86, D, 57,000, of course. 63,000.
I'm going to say 57,000.
Yeah,
I think that was the lightest of the Super Bowls.
Yeah, I'm with Tausch on that.
Nah, Brandon, you got a thought?
63. I'll be different.
It was 75,000.
Wow.
Interesting.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. I had it wrong. I'm sorry. 61. Wait. How am I getting this wrong?
This game sucks.
60.
How's this going? This is not super.
Reggie just got his 4th sack.
All right, well, shoot. He did, okay.
I think Bilstad wanted to be a closer. He just closed up shop on this.
I just sacked myself. All right, Chiefs and Niners.
What was the answer,
60...
Eric?
Can we get an answer?
Yes, the A, 63,000.
Okay, good. Nice job, Snide.
Oh, boy.
All right, Chiefs and Niners this Sunday. They've played each other before in Super Bowl, so let's call it a rematch. It's not technically a rematch, but we'll call it a rematch since it's the same two teams. Including this year, how many teams has had a rematch that's happened in the Super Bowl? How many times has there been two teams that have played each other before in a Super Bowl? A, 4 times, B, 6 times, or C, 9 times?
9 times.
Okay, so Buffalo and Dallas definitely have. There has to be. I'm going to say, I think it's more than you'd think. San Fran played Cincy twice. I'm going to say 9.
I'm going to go with 6.
I was on the long end with Tausch at 9.
9 times.
9 times. 9 times it has happened. This will be the 9th time on Sunday. Which college has produced the most Super Bowl quarterbacks? Purdue, Notre Dame, or Cal?
Man, I was going to guess Michigan.
Cal.
Guess I'm out.
I was going to guess Cal.
Tausch is right. Cal is the winner. And finally, this one. What team has played in 4 Super Bowls but has never held a lead? I can't really make this one multiple choice or it'd be too easy. Which team has played in 4
Vikings.
Super Bowls? There it is.
Minnesota Vikings.
You are correct.
I love that they never won one.
They never led? They never led in one, which I didn't know. That's a fun fact.
This year's going
Way to finish strong, Bilstad. Well done. Finish strong.
What do you got tomorrow?
Tomorrow we will do halftime shows.
Outstanding.
Halftime shows tomorrow.
Business headlines are up next. Here's the Milwaukee Business Journal's Rich Kirchen.
Johnson Controls executives say the company remediates operations after a ransomware attack last September, but the costs keep mounting, cutting earnings by $57 million so far, with more expenses this year. Kohler Company expects to employ more than 400 people at a new plant south of Phoenix. It opens by the middle of this year and will manufacture bath and shower fixtures. Dr. David Margolis is one of the best-known pediatricians in the area and earns a big promotion. Chair of Pediatrics at the Medical College of Wisconsin and pediatrician-in-chief at Children's Wisconsin. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. At Semper Fi, it's the banner we all march under, because the reputation we earn and uphold belongs to all of us. And without a strong reputation in the exterior remodeling business, you're here today and gone tomorrow. And when you've earned a good reputation, that's what makes the difference in value. It's the little extra that you get for the price. And that assurance is actually what counts the most, because it means the good money you're spending with us is not going to go to waste. A roof you can rely on, with a warranty that has a backbone. Craftsman quality airtight window and door installations. Brick and stone masonry that's clean and sharp. And new siding that's been known to stop traffic. And it's all backed by a team that over the last 20 years have put a lot of heart and soul into building a reputation that you can believe in. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Nothing says I love you like romantic, timeless jewelry. Even better when you can save an extra 20%. Right now at Diamonds Direct, all fashion favorite jewelry is 20% off. That's earrings, bracelets, pendants, bands, colored gemstone jewelry. Get 20% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices. Special financing too. Get her something she can enjoy and appreciate for years to come. A fashion favorite from Diamonds Direct. Shop in-store or online at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
St. Vincent de Paul, Milwaukee has expanded into our new 76th and Bradley Road location, where thrifters will find hundreds of bargains on everything, from clothing to furniture, electronics, home goods, and more. Our inventory is always changing, and new deals pop up every day. We're accepting donations too at our convenient drive-through donation area. Help us help others. St. Vincent de Paul at 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee is now open.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Off to Lillard, fires up the three, and he hits it. How about that finish for the Bucks?
The Bucks are in Phoenix against the Suns, with coverage starting tonight at 8:30 on your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, February 6th, our top story. Could EMS policy change be coming to Milwaukee?
I'm Erik. Bilstad. Renewed calls for number 4 to pony up.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, northbound 4394. Right about at Holt Avenue, we got 2 accidents being worked on. That's backing things up back through the Mitchell interchange pretty much in all directions. So be careful with that. We've also got westbound 94 backing up out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. And then back on the brakes from the Zoo interchange all the way to Calhoun. Eastbound is slow on and off the brakes, basically from Highway 16 to about Calhoun, and then back on the brakes 84th Street through the stadium. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Yeah, one of the vehicles tangled up in that is an appliance delivery truck for Grand. So if you're waiting on your new refrigerator, it might be there on the south side yet for a minute. In your Storm Team forecast, foggy start and afternoon sunshine with a high of 44 degrees. Mostly cloudy tonight, low down to 32. Right now, 33 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, policy change requiring first responders to get out of their vehicles on a call. The subject of a resolution to be introduced this morning at a Milwaukee Common Council meeting. Alderman Lamont Westmoreland introducing the resolution. You recall a woman died at a bus stop. EMS had been called. Curtis Ambulance Service came by the intersection but did not see the woman. Westmoreland telling TMJ4 News he was disappointed with the lack of change coming from that ambulance service and Milwaukee Fire.
We're talking about life and death here. So especially in these life and death situations, we always have to continuously be looking for opportunities to improve the services that we're all paying for.
Now, Curtis Ambulance President James Baker said he is meeting with Milwaukee Fire Department officials Wednesday to discuss policy and protocol changes and has reached out to multiple Common Council members.
Developing news out of Elkhorn and Walworth County. Police there have arrested a person of interest in the case of a married couple shot and killed outside of a sports bar there last week. The department confirming that a person has been taken into custody on an unrelated charge, but is also being investigated into the murders of Emerson and Gina Weingart. They were killed shortly after midnight last Thursday at the Sports Page Bar. Police say the investigation remains ongoing.
A step forward in the proposed Kenosha Casino project, an intergovernmental agreement between the Menominee Indian Tribe here in Wisconsin and Kenosha County set to be signed today in Madison. The project would still require federal approval and a final signature from Governor Tony Evers.
The Mississippi auditor says Brett Favre must repay the state of welfare money that the auditor says was improperly spent on projects backed by the retired NFL quarterback. Shad White says Favre owes nearly $730,000 as part of a long-running legal battle over money that was supposed to help some of the poorest people in one of the poorest states of the nation. No criminal charges have been brought against Favre, although a former department director and others are pleading guilty to their part of the misspending.
Lack of snow up north. In fact, there's no snow up there, taking a toll on the economy reliant on winter tourism. Former Wisconsin Representative Joe Handrick telling Wisconsin's Afternoon News the numbers don't add up without a substantial amount of people visiting.
There simply aren't enough year-round people to support that level of infrastructure and all those restaurants and all those other businesses. That's why we have to have winter tourism just to keep the lights on and help pay the mortgage through those months by bringing people to add to that 5,000 base population. And this winter, we're just not getting it.
Hendrick says this unusual lack of snow in northern Wisconsin. It's happened before, but he hadn't seen it this bad since the 1990s.
Coming up, a country music superstar passes away.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but despite what a certain national online company tells you, a car's not one of them.
Let's see. Cheese Doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. Green 4-door hatchback. Honey, we're gonna need some more quarters.
Sure, they make it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online. And unlike those national companies, you get to see the vehicle in person and test drive it before you buy it. You also have the assurance that the vehicle's been thoroughly tested, and if any issue does come up, your local Adam member dealer is right here to service it. And can also provide low financing and top dollar for your trade. Think about that before you take a chance with their so-called vending machine.
What? It's stuck! No! Oh, rats!
Start your search at adamm.com.
Hey, if you're sick and tired of those achy joints and dread the idea of surgery, it is time to call QC Kinetics. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. The state of healthcare is always evolving. The old ideas like steroids and surgery are no longer your only options. Try regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. It's transforming lives with innovative, non-surgical, and drug-free treatments that deliver lasting results. Talking about knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, pain from arthritis or injury. Don't let the pain keep you from living your best life. Call QC Kinetics. Their advanced and state-of-the-art treatments harness and direct your body's natural ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. It's a revolutionary approach that will help you achieve long-term relief with no downtime. So make 2024 the year you reclaim your mobility, your independence. Get out, walk, run, and play and live without the danger and trauma of surgery and without harmful drugs. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:09.
Country music star Toby Keith passed away. He'd been battling stomach cancer. In fact, you may recall, canceled his show at Wisconsin State Fair in 2022 due to the diagnosis. Keith was 62 years old.
King Charles being treated for cancer.
I'm Vicky Barker in London. Former royal aide Julian Payne says the wheels of Britain's constitutional monarchy will keep turning despite the head of state's treatment for cancer.
All eventualities tend to be prepared for, and this will be no different.
In theory, 5 senior royals, Prince Harry, are eligible to assume some public duties if the king is incapacitated, but aides insist that is not the case here. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
The secret to being happy at work?
Sweden's prime minister has the answer.
Fika. If you try to skip this opportunity to sit down and have some coffee and a kanelbulle, there will be serious consequences.
Ulf Kristersson explaining the country's twice-daily caffeine and pastry break to French Prime Minister Macron on Instagram. The Wall Street Journal reports the practice of fika is gaining popularity at workplaces here in the U.S. Swedish employers and managers say the tradition helps drive employee well-being, productivity, and innovation by clearing the mind and fostering togetherness. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
So coming up next, if it almost becomes white noise, right? You know, you got to be careful online. You got to do whatever, you know. People are getting your information. It's a lot of information out there, right? We hear it all the time, all the warnings. Shouldn't be on TikTok, right? We're going to scare you straight next at 8:10.
988 Wisconsin Lifeline. How can I help you?
Share hope, find purpose when you become a 988 Wisconsin Lifeline counselor.
The 988 Wisconsin Lifeline provides free and confidential support to anyone experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis. Staffed by Family Services, 988 has experienced tremendous growth, and more statewide counselors are needed to answer calls, texts, and chats to the Lifeline. If you want to share hope and find purpose in your next job, apply now. You can work remotely from anywhere in Wisconsin. Training is provided and flexible hours are available. 988 Wisconsin Lifeline counselors enjoy competitive compensation and benefits packages. Most importantly, you can share hope and find purpose when you become a 988 Wisconsin Lifeline counselor. Apply today at 988lifelinecounselor.org. Family Services is an equal opportunity employer.
Paid for by grants from SAMHSA and the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Siding Unlimited named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 3-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Tayback Law fights for those who fought for us. If you're a vet and have been wrongfully denied the VA benefits you're entitled to, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Checking in with Debbie here at 812. What do you see, Deb?
Well, big problem on 4394 northbound. Right about at Holt Avenue. As a matter of fact, that ramp is closed right now with this crash. Yeah, it's a truck involved. And a bunch of other cars as well. So if you can avoid that whole area, that will save you a little bit of aggravation. But the delays are there all the way back to the Mitchell interchange. Got lots of slowdowns along 94 eastbound in Waukesha County from basically the Gerke's Corners area all the way past to Moreland Road. Back on the brakes from 84th Street through the stadium, the westbound side of 94 backing up from about 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard, and then again from the zoo all the way to Calhoun. And we've got a pretty good ride along 43 north and southbound, maybe a quick tap of the brakes as you're making your way up towards Brown Deer Road on the northbound side, but overall looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
So morning fog and then afternoon sunshine with a high of 44 degrees, low down to 32 tonight. We are at 34 right now in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
Coming up on 8:15 here on Wisconsin's Morning News, one of the smartest people that will appear on this program is in this house. And I want to start setting up our guest with something that we talked about, what was it, last week, Eve?
Yes.
We had the testimony before Congress.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, a couple of big deals. You had the CEOs from the social media companies dragged before Congress.
Standing up and turning and apologizing to the American people.
Being told they had blood on their hands and whatever. But also the same day, and I feel like it was kind of lost in some of the theater that played out there, was you had the director of the FBI testifying before Congress saying the Chinese government is preparing to attack the U.S. digitally.
PRC hackers are targeting our critical infrastructure, our water treatment plants, our electrical grid, our oil and natural gas pipelines, our transportation systems, and the risk that poses to every American requires our attention now.
Director Ray calls it the defining threat to our generation. Our guest here is Tina Chang. She is the chair and CEO of locally based but a national company called SysLogic focused on cybersecurity. My first question for you, Tina, is can they do all that?
Oh, absolutely. This is old news.
She didn't even take don't you want to take a pause and think about it for a second?
No. You've heard me say it before. I think our next war on U.S. territory will be a digital one. And so those in the know, we follow this stuff. But I'm glad the FBI came out and made it more well-known to society.
But if we all know this, or at least the important people should know it, aren't we already protecting ourselves? At least maybe not the John or Jane Doe, but these infrastructures, aren't they already thinking about this stuff?
Oh, I think it's grown in its awareness, but there's so much to do, and you have to invest in it. So you're always playing a little bit of catch-up. The threats continue to change, and I think we're getting better in cyber resiliency. That's our ability to grow some maturity around cybersecurity, but no, especially some of these small municipal governments, they're not there yet.
So I want to get more into our personal devices and all that as well, but just kind of tying a bow around this. You talked about municipal governments or whatever. How would, if a hacker in China at the direction of the government or whatever, how would that person be able to affect our water supply? And would they do it on a macro level? Are we looking at a cyber bomb, or is it a little thing here and a little thing there?
Oh, gosh, it's lots of little things here and there. And as individuals, we play a role in that because they can leapfrog using our networks to get to other networks. But the key is, think about this if you were trying to get into a bank. Somebody has the keys to the bank and other people have the keys to the vault. For the Chinese here, when they find a vulnerability in one of the devices of a treatment plant or the electrical grid or whatnot, they've got the keys to the vault. They can shut it down. It's that simple.
Does someone just go every day? I mean, I assume we do this too in some fashion as far as the American government and the American cyber hackers or whatnot. Like, just run a report every day just to check for vulnerabilities? Okay, let's just type it up again and see what happens today versus yesterday.
Absolutely. There are lots of agencies led by now CISA at the federal government. That's a cybersecurity infrastructure security agency. You could go to their website, CISA.gov. There's lots of information there of our everyday threats. But they're constantly running vulnerability scans. Companies are constantly running vulnerability scans. If you're not already, give yourself a Valentine's gift and at least figure out what your stance is, what's vulnerable, and who can get into your house or your shop. But vulnerability changes every day, and the attacks are getting more and more sophisticated, and social engineering, otherwise known as somebody tricking you to trust them in order to give them passwords or key access, is becoming more and more prevalent. And we're falling to that as individuals and as prey every day.
Are their hackers better than our hackers? Because I'll tell you, if there's a war that I think maybe we might be able to, if we rallied the troops here in the U.S., like clear out the basements all over America of the people who are down there 24/7 hacking away at their stuff.
Writing the code.
Exactly. Like, are their hackers better than our hackers?
I can't answer that. I think there are good hackers around the world, though. I think most of our threats are obviously coming from Russia and China. We need better U.S. sanctions against them. But as you said, we have them too. And trust me, we are targeting them as much as they're targeting us. And the key is, when does somebody pull the trigger? And right now, China's saying, don't mess with us and our relations with Taiwan, or we'll show you. And so this really comes back to political leverage. And that's the key. We don't want them to have leverage. So what are we going to do to protect ourselves so they don't have that leverage?
Tina Chang joins us from SysLogic. That's what I was going to ask you, is why now? I mean, we've already known this. You've talked about this before with us. Why are we hearing from the FBI now, do you think?
I think it's because we're in a crisis around the world. There's war. And when U.S. decides it wants to take a stance, we speak loud. And if we're speaking loud and somebody's threatened by that, they're going to figure out a way to attack back. And now, to attack back, you don't need a gun. You just need a cybersecurity infrastructure vulnerability.
Tina Chang is the chair and CEO of SysLogic here in Southeast Wisconsin. Okay, you mentioned something that I want to ask you about next, and it's the sort of the way in for so many of these attacks is right through us. It's right in front of us. It's maybe been in your inbox. It's maybe already come to your phone. So I have a number of questions about that next on Wisconsin's Morning News. Checking in with Debbie here at 8:20.
All right, couple issues. Make it three. Three issues happening on northbound 4394. Basically, it's all happening right at the Holt-Howard on-ramp. There is a big old accident there, and that is affecting your ride all the way back into the Mitchell interchange. So give yourself tons of extra time, or better yet, just avoid the area. Eastbound 94 going to be backed up basically from Gerke's Corners, basically Barker Road, all the way to Moreland. On the eastbound continuing from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange again. Westbound 94 heavy from 27th Street through the Stadium, and then back on the brakes from the Zoo interchange all the way to Moreland Road. Hey, while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you do happen to see something we should know about, give us a call on the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Be sure to load up on Vienna Beef hot dogs for this weekend's big football game. The official hot dog of the Milwaukee Brewers is Vienna Beef. Manufactured and produced since 1893. Available at select grocers and hot dog stands near you.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first. And then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they called a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Madan Kandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at AdventKnows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
8:23 on Wisconsin's Morning News. We're talking with Tina Chang. She is CEO of a company called SysLogic that focused on cybersecurity, and she's scaring us straight this morning. So I'd mentioned the phishing emails or a phishing text or things like that. These some are more sophisticated than others. Some of the tests that we get in our own company are designed to kind of trick you into clicking on the thing, and then fortunately it's coming from inside the company, and they're like, oh, you screwed up. You just qualified for another hour of cyber training.
No.
Right. But there are a lot of these out there, and that's all it takes. You just click on one of these things, and that's the door, that's the way in that someone within your company has opened for a hacker?
Absolutely. So when somebody's trying to get in the house, one of the easiest ways is to trick an individual. And the key here, if they're getting in by a phishing attempt into your network just by somebody clicking, that's easy. So why not? But those phishing attempts and the training, I know that they could be annoying, but they're good. They're trying to build your muscle memory to be suspicious because we're not naturally suspicious people. But
we want to help
me,
people. Somebody called and said, I got to go get some gift cards.
Yeah.
It's always the gift cards, right?
Right.
No,
it's a red flag right there.
If anyone's ever asking you to buy them gift cards right now, that's a scam.
That's right. And listen, too many people got caught by it back in the day. I think we're starting to know better, but there are new attempts and fresh attempts every single day. So it changes. And so we need to protect both individually and our companies because once there's one person in, there's mold in the house and it's spreading.
So if Mission Impossible movies have taught me anything, it's that like someone can just hack by getting in and just doing whatever they want and control satellites or whatever. But it sounds like the easiest way is what you just said, where someone finds their way in, they find a crack, or a door is open for them, right? Like a user inadvertently opens a door. We could do that here, personally here in the company. Is that likely how it would happen in a larger scale, too? When we hear from the FBI, could it just basically be because someone at the IRS lets them in inadvertently and then all of a sudden all hell breaks loose?
I think it really depends on what's connected. So if you have connected systems, and this is where as we as workers have gone home to work remote or working hybrid, we're logging into our work systems from home and we're not protecting our homes as much as we should. So there are big attacks now that leverage what they call SOHO, small office or home office attacks. And you may say, what do they care about me for? Well, they may not, but you're just one jump to your company or whatever else you're logging into, maybe with access. But if they're in your network, they're crawling around your machines, watch out because all of a sudden they're going where you're going.
Ooh, I might have just connected some dots here because I'm not that bright, as you know, having come through a couple of times, Tina. But maybe I'm connecting some dots. If we can go back to TikTok, I've often thought like, okay, what do I care if they know where I live or whatever? And if some person is collecting that data, whatever, Amazon's got that, all these companies have that, whatever. But one of the ways they try to get to you is the message that comes to you, whether via your phone or email or whatever, is very familiar to you. It makes sense to you because they know stuff about you. They're that good.
Absolutely. So, apps like TikTok, I never use it. It's Chinese owned, and we don't have good legal recourse against some of the nation states, different than some of the social media platforms here that need to play it nice, like, your Metas and your Instagrams. But TikTok's a little bit different. They are collecting a vast amount of information from us every day, geolocating our locations. Of course, they have the data and the information of whatever you choose to give them, but it's also an app on your phone connected to the rest of what's on your phone. And we are so not good about looking at the settings on our phone and choosing what we turn on and off. Right. And we need to get better at that as citizens.
Have you read the book Leave the World Behind or seen the movie? That's the Julia Roberts movie on Netflix.
No, I try not to watch too much fiction about this because I have enough nonfiction.
Horror flicks?
Okay. Because I was actually very curious to see how real it... I mean, basically, it's the idea of being cut off and not being able to contact one another, not being able to get gas or even be able to maneuver on the interstate or different places just because of the congestion and how different things can be controlled via another site. And I'm just more curious about like how realistic it is for someone to be able to control and pinpoint, okay, all Teslas need to go to Tulsa because I can press a button and make all of them go there. If something that large in fiction to me could actually become a nonfiction thing.
I think it's absolutely true. I mean, if you think about connected devices and how connected we are these days digitally, any of that can happen. And so, war is about creating fear, especially at the local level. So if we all of a sudden had some access shut down or we couldn't live our daily lives with the comforts of our daily lives, we start to get scared. And when we think about war and leverage, that's what it's all about. And so these days, understanding that we have a role to play for national security, because you don't necessarily need a bomb, and chances are we defend against that. But are we as good about defending against our digital vulnerabilities? Not so much.
So we have a tech guy coming in tomorrow with an Apple Vision Pro. If I were to give you an Apple Vision Pro, what would you do with it first?
I would try it. I think, not all products created equal. Apple products happen to be locked down pretty nicely. Okay. Not all, but they happen to. Much different than a Chinese product that I got. It was an amazing, expensive dog cam that could pop a treat out from an iPhone. My security guys looked at it and they're like, there's absolutely no way you're installing this on your network. You're like one software update away from a breach. But so some products are good ones, and we as individuals should get smarter about taking a look at the security protocols, understanding the security posture of the manufacturers of the products that we're adopting. But that happened to be one that I would be interested in, and I love to play with new tech.
Tina Chang, chair of national company called SysLogic. It's based right here in Southeast Wisconsin. They focus on cybersecurity. Can you leave us with an optimistic note this morning? Like, what should we feel good about in the cyber world? Tell me we're going to be okay.
Absolutely. I don't know that we're going to be okay, but here's what I love.
Damn.
I love
All right, we're heading to break.
Our growing awareness about this. Okay. I think you called this talk white noise earlier. Slowly but surely, as it becomes real, it will not be white noise. And awareness leads to education. As we get better educated, we'll be able to protect ourselves. And in 10 years from now, this will be muscle memory, no-brainer.
Awesome. I like that.
Okay, you're welcome back anytime because you say amazing things. But boy, I never feel better when we're done with this. Right?
Thanks,
Tina. Tina Chang is CEO of SysLogic right here in Southeast Wisconsin. 8:30 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The Accunet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
If you love authentic Mexican food, this is for you. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford because it's locally family owned and it is super affordable and delicious. This is new and it's amazing. Today and every Tuesday, the Mine Shaft presents their all-you-can-eat authentic Mexican buffet for under $10. Seriously, it's all you can eat. It's just $9.99. Wow. It's the best Tuesday dining value anywhere. Your kids and grandkids can safely play in that $2 million game room, quietly tucked away from the dining area while you finish up your meal. The Mine Shaft's all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet is under $10. Kids under 3 always eat for free. Come early from 2 till 5, Monday through Thursday. Beers, cocktails, and appetizers are half price. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and right off the interstate in Oshkosh. Try the all-you-can-eat Tuesday Mexican buffet today from 11 a.m. for under $10. MineshaftRestaurant.com. Big food, big fun. It's the Mine Shaft.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Family owned, family operated, family values. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
It's 8:32. I'm Adam Roberts, and this is Wisconsin's Morning News for Tuesday, February 6th. Let's go right over to Debbie in the WTMJ Traffic Center with a look at that mess on 94.
Yeah, it is definitely a mess. On 4394 northbound, basically the Holt Howard Avenue on-ramp is closed because of this accident. Box truck or delivery truck is involved. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. Mess. So just be careful. Backing you up all the way into the Mitchell interchange. Otherwise, we got heavy traffic from about Barker Road all the way to about Calhoun, and then back on the brakes from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. Westbound side's going to be backed up from 27th Street to Hawley Road, and then back on the brakes from Highway 100 all the way to Calhoun. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
On our way to a high of 44 today in your Storm Team forecast. Some afternoon sun is possible. It'll be mostly cloudy, though, tonight with a low down to 32. Right now, 33 in Milwaukee. Here are your headlines from the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom. A policy change requiring first responders to get out of their vehicle will be the subject of a resolution introduced this morning at a Milwaukee Common Council meeting. Alderman Lamont Westmoreland is introducing the resolution, telling TMJ4 News he was disappointed with the lack of change coming from both Curtis Ambulance and Milwaukee fire officials in the wake of Jolene Waldreth's death at a bus stop last month.
We're talking about life and death here, so especially in these life and death situations, we always have to continuously be looking for opportunities to improve the services that we're all paying for.
Curtis Ambulance President James Baker says he will meet with officials Wednesday to discuss various policy and protocol changes. Another major step for a proposed casino in Kenosha, as an intergovernmental agreement between the Menominee Indian Tribe of Wisconsin and Kenosha County is set to be signed today in Madison. The project still requires federal approval and a final signature from Governor Evers. A Mississippi auditor says Brett Favre must repay the state for welfare money that the auditor says was improperly spent on projects backed by the retired NFL quarterback. Shad White says Favre owes nearly $730,000 as part of a long-running legal battle over money that was supposed to help some of the poorest people in one of the poorest states in the nation. No criminal charges have so far been brought against Favre. Country music star Toby Keith has passed away. Keith was battling stomach cancer. You may recall he canceled a show at the Wisconsin State Fair back in 2022 because of the diagnosis. Keith was 62 years old. In Nevada, an odd setup taking place as the state will hold a primary today for both Democratic and Republican presidential candidates, but the Republican Party will hold caucuses on Thursday and will award delegates during that process.
Political analyst Amy Dacey of the Sine Institute of Policy and Politics at American University says the state's Republicans opposed the recent shift from caucuses to primaries and tried unsuccessfully to block the change in court.
The party made it very clear that you can participate, but not in both. It had to be one or the other.
Dacey says the state party's leaders believe the caucuses play to the strengths months of frontrunner Donald Trump. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
And training yourself to identify phishing emails is more important than ever in the digital age. Cybersecurity expert Tina Cheng with SysLogic tells Wisconsin's Morning News.
Those phishing attempts and the training, I know that they could be annoying, but they're good. They're trying to build your muscle memory to be suspicious. We need to protect both individually and our companies because once there's one person in, there's mold in the house. And it's spreading.
Chang says growing awareness and increased education are two of the biggest factors we can use to fight against cybercrime. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Green to start the day for the majors. The Dow Jones at the opening bell up 80 points at 38,460, while the S&P 500 is up 8 to 4,951, and the Nasdaq up 22 points this morning to 15,620. It's a great time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button now. Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 8:37.
Coming up, more than 20,000 baseballs. That story next.
Traffic is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Rejuvenix. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. At Semper Fi, it's the banner we all march under, because the reputation we earn and uphold belongs to all of us. And without a strong reputation in the exterior remodeling business, you're here today and gone tomorrow. And when you've earned a good reputation, that's what makes the difference in value. It's the little extra that you get for the price. And that assurance is actually what counts the most, because it means the good money you're spending with us is not going to go to waste. A roof you can rely on, with a warranty that has a backbone, Craftsman quality airtight window and door installations, brick and stone masonry that's clean and sharp, and new siding that's been known to stop traffic. And it's all backed by a team that over the last 20 years have put a lot of heart and soul into building a reputation that you can believe in. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Show your love this Valentine's with exquisite fashion jewelry from Diamonds Direct and save an extra 20%. Now through Valentine's, all fashion favorites at Diamonds Direct are on sale. All earrings, all bracelets, all necklaces, stackable bands, colored gemstone jewelry, and more. Lots of romantic and timeless gifts for under $500. Special financing available too. Don't miss this. An extra 20% savings on all fashion jewelry favorites at Diamonds Direct. Shop in store or online at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Hey, Gene Miller here. The heart of winter is the best time to call my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. Save heating and cooling dollars down the road with energy-efficient replacement windows and doors from brands like Pella, Anderson, Marvin, and more. Hometown is your local source for wood, vinyl, or fiberglass, plus all of their products are installed by employee carpenters. Stop into their newly remodeled showroom in New Berlin and see the Hometown difference. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. HometownWindows.com.
8:39 on Wisconsin's Morning News. A couple pieces of Brewers news. They should be underway already with the load up. Is this a load in or a load out?
Well, you kind of want to load out, right?
It's a load out, but they're loading up the truck.
So this is like Marquette move-in day. This is one of those annual stories we hear about, but this is an exciting one. This is when everything gets moved down to Arizona for spring training.
They take a big old semi down to Arizona, Maryville, where the Brewers will open spring training. I think pitchers, catchers report in a couple of weeks, right? So they load up one of these big trucks with a lot of equipment that comes from Milwaukee down to the spring training facility. Among those things, you ready for some stats here?
Yeah.
20,000 baseballs.
There you go.
That seems like a lot, doesn't it? I mean, how long is spring training?
Well, the average lifespan of a baseball, only a couple of pitches sometimes.
I guess, yeah. 1,000 bats, 2,000 shirts, 20 cases of gum, and 60 cases of seeds.
I still think Amazon could probably just send that stuff straight to Arizona. It doesn't have to come here first, then drive it down.
Yes, they could, but then you don't get the photo op.
I understand.
Then you don't get the racing sausages out there with their little arms, helping Polish, grabbing a bag of balls and bringing them up.
Favorite.
on the truck.
That's my favorite when they kind of help.
Yes.
Wandering around.
So
Barrel Man is over there trying to pick up something.
Bernie's like kind of telling him, no, over here, and the sausages are just...
Oh, you can't drive pepperoni. Well, no, pepperoni's not a sausage. Never mind.
I think it's in their contract. They can load certain things up to 30 pounds, and that we can't make them do it, but they're good sports.
Brewers president of business ops, Rick Schlesinger, on that
They're
last
good
year.
sports, that's nice.
The truck was getting loaded up. Yeah, you couldn't have that. I mean, yeah, you could get it delivered right to Maryville, but then you wouldn't have that.
I want the bratwurst driving it. That's what I want.
Well, in the thing?
Yes.
I don't think his
down the
head's all
highway.
kind of dented in on the top. Well, don't they see like through the mouth? I think that's where the eyes are on that.
Come on now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Anyway.
Don't want to give away any secrets. Another thing, actually, on a more serious end, the Brewers' big announcement this week on how they're going to do parking from here on out. A new parking procedure at American Family Field.
Oh, you're not fitting your car in there. Look who's got Smart Pack.
Smart Pack?
Just hit the clicker. Car packs itself. It's smart. It's wicked.
Wicked smart. No more parking guy taking cash in hand or swiping cards at the entrance. You'll still have parking guy, but the parking staff will be directing you right into the lots.
So when you pull up, there may not even be a line. Traffic might move even
That's the
more
expectation,
smoothly, right? And you would just go to your spot.
So you're no longer paying at point of entry. You go to your spot, and then what the Brewers hope you'll do is, for the most part, prepay. So you buy the prepaid package or the prepaid parking, and then what you do is you enter your license plate in the MLB app digitally, and they have some way of knowing then or scanning whether or not a vehicle that's in the lot has paid. And so if you do the prepay thing, like you pay the day before, you buy it ahead of time, that's all set to go. You don't have to do anything. You just roll on in and park your car. You can still pay day of the game. I mean, maybe you didn't know you were going to the game, right?
Right.
Hey, you want to go to the ball game tonight? Yeah, okay. Where are we going to park? Okay. You can still do that. You pull on in, and then they have signs posted all over with a QR code that you just put your phone up to, and it reads the code. Boy, we should ask Tina about that. I don't like that too much. You scan the QR code, and then you pay that way. But again, it's all digital.
And the argument would be everyone will have some type of phone because you need a phone to get into the stadium anyway.
Yes, and then we're fumbling. You want to fumble around with it, or if it's taking you longer, that's fine. But you're doing that after you've already parked, and we don't have a line backing up onto Blue Mountain Road.
They do something similar in the city, like in Milwaukee. Or if you're parking on the street, I have that app. I don't know if you have the Milwaukee Park app. Then you just type in the number. You have your license plate, but then you also type in the number of like the parking spot you're at. In this case,
3827, bing, 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 2 hours, good.
In this case, you wouldn't need that. You just need your license plate and done.
They do say they'll have parking ambassadors who will roam the lots so they can help my dad and others.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's not a knock on him like tech. He doesn't like this stuff.
I understand.
I told you he almost did not go. The year we went to the National League Championship Series, Game 7, like against LA that year, he almost didn't go to the playoffs that year because it was the first year, I think, that the Brewers required you to do the digital ticket. He's like, I won't go. He couldn't figure it out. He didn't have a smart. I'm like, Dad, you have to go see our team in the playoffs. I can't allow you to not go see the Brewers. Like, we'll figure it out. And he did, and it was fine.
Life is good now.
Right, but he will need help with the parking app. You save money doing it prepaid. It costs you a bit more on game day. There will be a place for all of this set to go for the home opener April 2nd.
And I can pack it anywhere.
How about Dorchester?
Packed it. Foxborough. Packed it.
The Garden?
Packed it. Saugus? Packed it.
Swampscott?
Revere?
The Harbor?
Are you kidding me? I packed it and then unpacked it.
Maybe still some vehicles parked on the freeway where they're not supposed to be.
Exactly. Northbound 4394 at the Holt Howard Avenue on-ramp to northbound 4394. It's a nasty old mess. So we've got backups basically all the way back through to the Mitchell interchange. So give yourself tons of extra time or avoid the area. That's also a good idea. Eastbound 94, slowing from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Westbound side, not too bad. A little heavy heading out towards Mitchell Boulevard. And then back on the brakes from Highway 100 to about Elm Grove Road. And then again crossing past Moreland Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
So if we're looking at that, that's a Grand truck right there? Is that
Grand appliance truck? Yeah.
So it looks like there's a tow truck in front of it.
So they're getting there.
So should we assume that all the appliances inside that thing are not going?
Yeah, somebody's not getting their stove today.
Well, probably not getting the stove. Or would you want that stove? If it was
I bet you
involved in an accident?
The cargo could be okay.
I suppose, if they packed it well.
All right.
I took off work to get that delivery.
Here at Rich Lawns, we offer both comfort service and expert service.
Our comfort service comes with movie theater popcorn, hot gourmet coffee, upfront pricing, on-time scheduling, plus anything else we can do to keep you comfortable.
Put that on top of honest service from the most friendliest, hard-working people you'll ever meet inside a tire and service center. And well, we'd like to believe we're on the right track to meeting your expectations.
But when your check engine light, tire light, or any other light screams, "Service me," well, that means you're due for our other type of service.
Our expert service. Tires, brakes, belts, mufflers, transmissions, and even engine repair.
Come on into Richlands and put our expert service to the test.
And while you're relaxing, enjoy our comfort services too. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
So we made it through that recent cold snap, and if at any point you even wondered, is the furnace going to make it through, you got to call my HVAC guys. It's Absolute Comfort HVAC. Brent and his son Drew, great father-son team, locally owned company. They would love the chance to come now when it's not super cold and check out your furnace. Make sure that it's going to take you through the rest of the winter season. We're going to have another cold stretch at some point here, and when it's 30 below with the wind chill, that is not the time you want to have any doubt that your furnace is up to the task of keeping you and your family warm. So save this number for emergencies or get started right now. Start your relationship with Brent. Get him in your home and have him take a look at that furnace. It's Absolute Comfort HVAC. Here's the number to put in your contacts, 262-664-9284, and the website is absolutecomfortwi.com.
Hey, it's Steve Scafidi for Universal Windows Direct. If you've been cold in your own home, do not suffer through one more winter in a cold and drafty house. Call my guys at Universal Windows Direct today at 414-410-2000. 414-410-2000. Super Spacer technology helps keep the edge of the glass warmer, holds the window seal longer, and makes the windows last up to 5 times longer than any other window systems. Schedule your free in-home estimate today, and for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free, plus a free upgrade to triple pane glass. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
This is a story about how Walker Media Agency even makes rivets exciting. Vince Vitrano here. When you work with Matt Walker and his team, they get your company website working for you. Prairie Rivet in South Central Wisconsin, their website didn't even list all of the rivets they so proudly produce online. Walker Media Agency built a site for them that tells their story, highlights company leaders, and if you need rivets, a full description of what Prairie makes and how to order them. Have Walker Media Agency build your company a site that works as hard as you do. Find them at WTMJ.com.
There's a reason people sold to Grandview Homes instead of using a real estate agent.
We needed to sell Mom's home quickly and with a company we could rely on.
No showings, no closing costs, no added stress.
Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
I just wanna scream hello. My God, it's been so long. Never dreamed you'd return.
8:49 on Wisconsin's Morning News. So glad you're with us on this Tuesday morning. Taking up to 9 o'clock, Steve Scafidi will be up next. I'm going to play something for you that will send chills up your spine. And then we'll tell you what it's about.
Mom, I need you. We lost Dad. Where go Dad go? I don't know.
That is an 8-year-old little girl. She was calling her mom, and her 2-year-old little sister is in the car with her.
Asking where did Dad go?
Their car was stolen. The little girls are in this car when it was stolen. The car thief took off with them in the car, and at some point the 8-year-old was able to call Mom. Why didn't Mom pick up? Mom was on the other line with Dad, who's at the Quick Trip at 27th and College, feverishly trying to call her while also on the line with police and whatever. So there was a lot happening in a short amount of time. But here's this 8-year-old. I was like, I should play it again, but I don't want to. Right. I don't want to hear that again. Those little voices, how scared they were.
Can you imagine missing that phone call, too?
And then your mom.
If your mom, how did I miss this?
So what had happened was, here's a guy getting his car washed at the Quick Trip. Yep. It's right near my house, 27th and College. been through that car wash a million times, right?
Probably got the air in the tires, too.
Right? Exactly. And that place is super busy, too, which is another crazy thing about this story. This isn't some remote outpost. It's a super, super busy Quick Trip.
Sunday morning, 11:30.
People in and out, right? And right after leaving the car wash, Dad gets out, assume the kid's in the back seat, right? And he gets out to towel dry the car. You know, the big blower only does such a good job. So I've done this a lot of times. I just pull into a stall right there at the parking lot and start drying off the car. He said he was within arm's length of the vehicle at all times. So this isn't like he went in the store, left the car running with the keys in it.
Using the restroom or something.
Yeah, right. And the poor kids are by themselves. He's right there. I've done it myself. I've gone in there and used the vacuum or whatever. Kids in the car, heat's running. Like, you wouldn't even think that some suspicious vehicle, well, you picked up on something that was suspicious about it, but nonetheless, this vehicle pulls up and a guy's asking him for directions. So as he's distracted in that moment, like he said, only about an arm's length away from the vehicle, he starts answering this guy who's asking for directions. Meanwhile, somebody else gets out of that car, hops in the driver's seat of his vehicle, and takes off with the kids in there. All over in a matter of seconds. Gone. The guy is gone. Your kids are gone. He said he lost his mind for a minute. He starts screaming for anybody and starts screaming after the car, there are kids in there.
Right.
So he's ultimately on the line with 911.
Someone just stole my car on 27th Street with my 2 kids in the car.
Oh.
Imagine making that call. So fortunately, the kids were okay. It sounds like who was ever behind the wheel, the car thief, thought, man, I'm a lot of things. I'm a car thief today, a carjacker, but I am not a kidnapper, and I do not want this.
Ditch the vehicle.
So they ditched the vehicle. That's when the girls made the phone call. Police quickly caught up with the vehicle there in Oak Creek, and the kids are okay. But, the thing is, too, middle of the day, right, in a very busy spot. There's no spot that's completely safe. The guy's right there.
Can you imagine the helpless feeling that would be?
In fact, he said as much. So TMJ4 News talked with the family, talked with Dad, talked with the 8-year-old little girl who shared her story.
I heard the screeching of our tires.
He opened up the car, then he bonked his head, but then went straight in, closed the door, then just started driving.
It's the most helpless I've ever felt in my life.
Yep. What are you going to do? Call police, hope they find it, right? And they did. And the whole ordeal took minutes. And as I said, girls are okay, mom and dad okay, family's all intact.
Yeah.
And I think even the car isn't damaged. They ditched the car right away. And we do have a person. What's with this calling everybody person of interest? Is that the person who did it or not?
I'm not sure for sure,
right.
But
Oak Creek police are still seeking more information. They want to know if anybody was there. Did anybody see anything? So if that was on your route, what did you say, Sunday morning, 11 o'clock or so?
Sunday morning, 11:30-ish.
If you were in that area, Oak Creek police would like to hear from you if you think you have something to offer their investigation. But fortunately, this ended the way that it did. 8:54, Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie, one more time before 9 o'clock.
Radio. We got northbound 4394 still with that problem. It's an accident that happened right about at Holt Howard Avenue, the on-ramp there. Everything is off to the side of the road, so hopefully they'll be out of there soon. But the backups are there all the way to the Mitchell Interchange. We've also got eastbound 94 from about Barker Road to Calhoun. Going to be a slow ride. And then we've also got backups from 84th Street through the Stadium Interchange. Westbound's just going to be slow, basically from Moreland all the way to, I would say, about Brookfield Road. Everything else looks like it's rolling along well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Once the final whistle blows, Bucks Talk with Justin Garcia is on the air.
Let's go, baby!
Recap every Bucks game, win or lose with Bucks Talk.
But the fact that this was not universally met with shockwaves of, wow, did you see the Milwaukee Bucks fired their head coach? I think speaks to what John Horst was talking about. If things were good, we need them to be great.
It's Bucks Talk with Justin Garcia, only here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Kizzy for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. You know that. I've had the privilege and the honor of driving their vehicle